Guru. The Homestead Guru is an educational website offering tips, tools, news, stories, and commentary on everything homesteading. Topics include green homes, gardening, animal husbandry, do-it-yourself, home remedies, alternative energy, survivalism, unschooling, and more. Those details are found online at thehomestead.guru. This is the Liberty Beat, powered by the SNLS Network at snlsnetwork.com. I'm Mick Murrow, reporting for the Liberty Beat, reminding you, spread liberty with a smile.
Scientology minister Frank D. Linehan was arrested this morning on 471 charges of molesting thetans. The popular 56-year-old minister was reportedly taken into custody after an investigation revealed this week that he sexually abused dozens of thetans in the past year, with many of the ancient alien spirits being as young as 65 million years old.
Church members left these thetans alone with someone they trusted, and Mr. Linehan clearly violated that trust.
According to police reports, the abuse continued as recently as last week when Linehan forced a 70-million-year-old alien spirit to perform oral sex during a level OT2 solo auditing session. Since the allegations against Linehan surfaced, more and more church members have come forward about thetan abuse. Despite the church's efforts to recover from the incident, the scandal may alienate a whole generation of Scientologists.
I don't see how they can expect anyone to continue moving up the bridge to total freedom and achieve clear after this.
This is the Onion News Network.
Free Talk Live.
It's Free Talk Live. You are invited to take control of the airwaves here, bring up whatever is on your mind. Our number is 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733 as we kick off a Saturday episode here on Free Talk Live. And that means we're live because we're live 7 nights a week. That's what we do, except for starting Monday for 2 weeks. We will not be live for 2 weeks, which is unusual, right?
Why not, Ian?
Yeah, so the reason is because Forkfest is starting, and that means we will be broadcasting from a campground. And there's a few reasons why we don't do it live from the campground. One, the internet connection really sucks there.
It's really bad, and it's just not going to work.
Two, we used to do it from a room that was sort of upstairs in this office that they have, or like right above an arcade or whatever. Anyway, it's Rogers Campground in northern New Hampshire. They have this place called the TV Room. And for years, we did do a broadcast show from there because they had a phone line, that like a fax line that we could run a modem over.
Okay.
But it was just... After a few years of Free Talk Live kind of doing that, I don't know, people just found other things that were interesting, and so there weren't that many people that were coming up there. Right. So it really ended up being difficult as well because then
you'd get to mix with the people.
Then you also have to have your guests, if you're going to have guests, come in late at night after they're already partying or whatever. So it's like... Captain Kickass, let's say you weren't on the show and you were, a heavy metal rock musician, and we wanted to interview you for the show. If we see you during the daytime, we're like, "Oh, Captain, can you come back at 8 p.m. tonight?"
Right.
After you've already had 6 beers or whatever, right? Half the people would forget that they had agreed to come on the air, and then the next day be like, "Well, we missed you. Oh, shoot, I forgot. I was at the VIP tent or whatever, right? I was at a campfire." So it's just a lot better of a show when we can pre-record it, and then, hey, Captain Kickass, come on over. We're just going to sit down and record the interview now.
Having not been to one of these, this will be my first one.
Yeah.
Do you guys set up like kind of out in the campground?
Yeah, now we're out in the
campground. Like a traditional like radio station would have their little table, and you got like the skirt with the LRN.FM or Free Talk Live or whatever.
We don't use the skirt, but we do have a skirt. It's just
you got a banner or something.
Yeah, we got banners.
Okay, all right.
So we produce a unique show for the day,
right?
And in a format that we call live to tape. Not like we are the only ones who call it live to tape, but that is called live to tape, which is it's not like we're going through and pulling out the breaths or the.
Now the only thing I'll edit out is if somebody says the F word or something. Then I go back and I have to cut that, but that's it. Otherwise, it's just whatever we do, we put on the air.
Killer.
And so that's going to start on Monday. Hopefully, you're going to come up and join us, you the listener, because it's going to be a good time. It sounds like there's a fair amount of people that are going to be attending the events. Now, it'll be interesting to see how it goes from one week to the next, because originally Forkfest was supposed to be June 29th until July 5th, and then there was a change with the Porcupine Freedom Festival, which was going to happen before Forkfest, where they scaled back a bit and they made it so anybody could be on the campground without having a Porcupine Freedom Festival ticket.
Does nobody have a girlfriend now?
You're talking about our co-host, Nobody. I don't know. You'd have to ask him.
See, this is why I don't like using that his name.
I really don't care why you don't like it.
Nobody.
You can call him whatever you want.
Yeah.
So
he's going to get in a relationship with a girl named anybody, and we'll be really confused.
I was going to say, I wonder what a great name for Nobody's girlfriend would be.
Yep, anybody. They have a kid named somebody.
Forkfest.party is where you can go to learn more about the event. Anyway, some people are starting it on Monday, and others will be waiting until the following Monday.
I have it on good information that there might be some sort of rocking of the campground.
I'm looking forward to it. I don't know when that's going to happen. I know there's going to be...
On July 4th.
Oh, really? Have you added it to the Forkfest calendar?
I have done no such thing. This is all hearsay.
I see. Okay.
This is all second or third hand knowledge.
Got it.
I'm just regurgitating things.
Someone could add that to a calendar because there is a calendar now run by a Forkfester.
What is the calendar?
You'll have to go and check it out.
Forkfest.party.
There's a link to it there, and there's a link to instructions on how to get your stuff on that because it's a decentralized festival, so there's no one who's in charge of this event. There's no bureaucracy or organizers or anything like that.
We're going to decentralize your souls with our rock.
Any kind of calendar thing has to be done on its own volition by people who care. So that's the way it goes. Forkfest.party. You can learn more about the event there. That'll be starting in a couple days. Although Steven Zeiler from AnyPay is already there. He showed up today, posted a video to the Forkfest chat room on Telegram. He said he couldn't wait.
Beat everybody there.
It was calling to him, so he's there, and I think he's going to start setting up that crazy dome they've got already, which is quite a task. So maybe that'll be done by the time we get there on Monday. Maybe it won't. So in the news, if you want to join us, of course, you can bring up absolutely anything. The Minnesota legislature has attempted to pass police reform, and they have failed. So
of course they have.
They turned it into a political football, and
even if they successfully passed whatever reforms
crap.
It wouldn't work anyway, and they'd just be talking about reform again another 10 years.
Yeah, or sooner. But they're not going to do anything to actually change the system in any significant way. But we'll see over time.
I don't know whether I believe that. I mean, if it appears as though the protests continue, and they've gotten more civilized over time, right? There's fewer.
So if they're more civilized, then how would that encourage them to do anything differently?
If enough people are marching in enough places, I think it's going to, just at some point or another, something has to happen.
Well, I guess when we get the chance, we'll go over what the proposals were that were on the table, and you'll be able to tell me, Mark, whether you think they would actually be meaningful or not. The proposals, by the way, that didn't pass any of them, but should they have passed, you could indicate whether or not you think they would have done
Was this one of those
something.
things where they would have had to pass them all or nothing, or could they have, a la carted the thing?
We can get into it, but also I wanted to start with more of this mask war that is going on in the country. Some people said they thought this was going to be some kind of a civil war between different races, and I don't believe there's racism enough.
The mask war?
No.
Everything's racist now.
No. What I mean is there's certain people who've been saying there's going to be a civil war. There's this civil war mentality that's been out there for a while. And some people have said it's going to be a race war, and I don't believe that. I don't think that there's that much racism out there generally, but obviously there is some of it. I don't think there's enough to go to war over, but maybe we're going to see people fighting over the masks. Certainly, I'm not saying with guns necessarily, but they are certainly fighting in the marketplace by using boycotts against companies. In this case, AMC Theaters. That company that was on the brink of bankruptcy or is on the brink of bankruptcy, simply because, they're essentially out of business due to government restrictions prohibiting them from even operating their business in any way, shape, or form. Some states are going to start allowing movie theaters to reopen. So I believe we're seeing it here in New Hampshire. I know the local theater here in Keene is going to reopen on July 1st. I've heard that some of the Vermont theaters are reopening shortly as well. So you're starting to see that process. There's likely going to be some stupid restrictions in place about how you can't sit any guests within 6 feet of any other guest. So that's basically going to be a fraction of what the original amount a movie theater could hold would be able to stay there.
I have to apologize to Mark. Mark, we said that when the bars reopened that we'd go have a beer, but I went and had a beer before without you.
Have they opened? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
So, earlier this week, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Sorry, Mark. I couldn't wait.
Maybe
I had to have a beer. I'm down, yeah.
The Thirsty Owl is open and taking cryptocurrency.
You mentioned Civil War. I was back and forth about it, but I once tried to name a band Oscillator, and our album title was going to be Swivel War.
That's cute. So AMC reversed course, according to a story at CNBC.com. Now they are going to supposedly require guests.
Yeah, because they said
masks.
they weren't going to.
Yeah, this
That's
is
right.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen in business, do what every business is doing right now, which is say that you have to wear a mask if you come in the store, and then don't enforce it. Because that's what's going on.
That's what's going on, yeah.
I mean, every place I go here in New Hampshire and when I was in Florida, so 2 states in, whatever the time frame is. I can't be everywhere at once, but I can be in a couple of places at different times. And it was just, some people wore masks, some people didn't. And there was signage on the door that said, wear a mask. And that's it. Because now you've got the goodies.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, oh, my goodness, you said they didn't have to wear a mask. I mean, in reality, these same goodies are walking into stores. This has become a political football, and all the Democrats hate it when the Republicans say you don't have to wear a mask.
Mm-hmm.
And the Republicans hate it when the Democrats say you have to. So just do what everybody does here and say, wear a mask. And don't use the term mandatory, just say wear a mask and leave it at that.
The toll-free number here is 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. That is a way to fly under the radar, at least for some amount of time, but then people can still complain because they will go into your store and see people without masks.
They were complaining beforehand.
About that. There's more coming up here. It's Free Talk Live. Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. local.bitcoin.com.
The monetary evolution comes to Las Vegas. Crypto Vegas is a one-day event featuring some of the brightest and most innovative minds in blockchain technology. Juan Galt, Anastasia Sergeyevna, Lynn Ulbricht, Jim Bell, Elise Sam, Float CEO Kingsley Edwards, and more. Tickets start at $20.20, and you can save 10% on VIP tickets using code FTL at CryptoVegasConference.com. July 18th, join Free Talk Live at CryptoVegasConference.com.
Got shaving irritation? Shave Secret Shaving Oil can help stop it. Shave Secret doesn't cost much and is an all-American product. My name is Chuck Howard, and I developed Shave Secret and pioneered its use starting back in 1991. Ingrown hairs drove me nuts for years. Shaving oil changed all that. Why put up with ingrown hair, bumps, red rash, nicks, and cuts? Shave Secret provides men and women with what we believe is the best shave ever. Our proprietary blend of 100% natural base and essential oils, plus a hint of menthol, was designed to help eliminate shaving irritations like ingrown hairs, bumps, red rash, nicks, and cuts. We'll lose those shaving irritations. Available at Super Walmart, H-E-B, Wegmans, Giant Eagle, Discount Drug, Navy and Marine Exchanges, Amazon, and ShaveSecret.com. Use the code FTL for Free Talk Live and get a discount. Shave Secret, the best shave ever.
So the protection of life, liberty, and property is what the Free State Project is all about. But it's an effort to move 20,000 people who understand.
It's about demonstrating to the entire country
that, yeah, we can have a free market, a truly free market.
Making it just a freer, great place to live.
It's the world's largest voluntarist libertarian community, and it's only getting bigger.
That's amazing, to be able to move to a place where other people passionately believe in being free and independent.
What the Free State Project is managing to do, though, is to put their money where their mouth is. It's physically getting up across the country and saying, let's go someplace and let's demonstrate the power of these ideas. There's a lot of kind of philosophy that surrounds liberty. There's a lot of thinking about it and talking about it. But here in New Hampshire, people are doing it.
101 Reasons Liberty Lives in New Hampshire, a documentary by Free State Project Early Movers. Watch it free at 101reasonsfilm.com. 101reasonsfilm.com. If you want to know the latest about Free Talk Live before we go on the air, all you need to decide is how you want it delivered. It's your choice. Visit news.freetalklive.com to receive our usually weekly news updates by email. Plus, we have a Twitter account at twitter.freetalklive.com, and you can follow us on the decentralized Mastodon platform at toot.freetalklive.com. So please follow us at toot.freetalklive.com and sign up for our emails at news.freetalklive.com. The new 4th edition of Healing Our World, The Compassion of Libertarianism, will take your understanding of liberty to a deeper level and has over 1,300 updated references, new cartoons, and a foreword by Dr. Ron Paul. With discounts for multiple book purchases, the 4th edition of Healing Our World is a great gift for the liberals, pragmatists, environmentalists, and Christians in your life who think libertarianism is cold-hearted. Get yours today at healing.freetalklive.com and use promo code FTL for a $5 discount.
You can put the Liberty Radio Network on the air in your area. Visit broadcast.lrn.fm to learn how. Broadcast.lrn.fm.
Free Talk Live. You dial in, toll-free number here, 855-450-FREE like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. In the studio tonight, it's Ian.
The Reverend Captain Kickass.
And Mark.
Intercoin is built to help democratize power to the people and their local communities. Cryptography enables people to hold secure and private elections about any matter of community governance and could even be used for securely tallying and reporting results for national elections. Intercoin has also pioneered provably random polling that's unaffected by poor voter turnout or spoiler effects. It can be used to continuously adjust levers of monetary policy, such as how much UBI to issue the next day. Intercoin is attempting to regain some of our freedoms that are threatened on the internet and in meat space. We think that's important here on Free Talk Live, so we accepted $40,000 worth of Intercoin tokens from Intercoin Incorporated for advertising. If you think freedom's important too, check out Intercoin at intercoin.org. You can invest in this project and potentially make big gains or just be involved and perhaps shape its future. That's intercoin.org. AMC Theaters was in the news this week. I was going to share the story, I think yesterday or the day before that, about how they were not going to have a mask policy at AMC. Right. And within a couple of days, they had reversed their course on that position.
Seemed like overnight to me.
Close to it, yeah. According to CNBC.com, AMC reversed course on their controversial policy Friday, saying that it will now require all patrons in their movie theaters to wear face masks in an effort to quell the spread of the coronavirus. Initially, AMC had decided masks would be optional, saying the decision not to require masks was made in an effort to avoid politics. But unfortunately, that didn't help them.
That's exactly what happened. It got political.
Yeah, that's not how that works.
Adam Aaron, CEO of AMC, said, quote, "We didn't want to be drawn into political controversy. We thought it might be counterproductive if we forced mask wearing on those people who believe strongly that it is not necessary. We think the vast majority of AMC guests will be wearing masks. When I go into an AMC feature, I will certainly be wearing a mask and leading by example."
So I can't decide if this is indecisiveness on the part of AMC and their, marketing people, their public, people who deal with the public, whatever that's called, or it's brilliant marketing, right? Because
now we're talking about it.
Yeah, if you're a company and you're like, okay, we're not going to require the mask because we don't want it to be political. It's a lot like that friend of yours that comes up to you and says, I don't want it to be political, but, and then the next thing he says after that is entirely political, right? And that's what AMC has done here is they've, sort of done you a dossier. What do you call it? What's the boxing reference? The rope-a-dope. Yeah, thank you. AMC's done a rope-a-dope on their news thing.
So I would think that somebody who would be worried about masks, particularly worried about everybody wearing masks, would be unlikely to go and sit in a movie theater for 2.5 hours in one big room where a bunch of people are. Now, what I'd be more interested in is what's the air exchange in that room over that period of time rather than, who's got a mask on and who doesn't. But
yeah, if you're worried about that kind of crap, you're probably not going to a movie theater.
Yep.
You're probably not going out. And that's one of the points that I wanted to make about this. I watch a kind of like a movie review commentary show on YouTube. I really enjoy it. It's called Double Toasted. It's a couple black guys down in Austin, and they got a few co-hosts that they bring in as well, and they're just hilarious in the way that they look at the movies and such. But every now and then they'll kind of make comments about other things, right? And so these are movie guys. Like, these guys love to watch movies, right? That's what they're into. Yeah. But even they are not willing to go to a movie theater, because that's one of the questions they asked each other on a recent episode.
Really?
Is this new movie Tenet, which I guess Christopher Nolan is going to come out with a new movie this supposedly at some point, and it's supposed to bring people back into the theaters. And even these guys who seem to be huge fans of this director and very excited about this particular movie, not even they are willing to go into a movie theater and risk whatever it is. And we're talking about like 30 people in their 30s, maybe early 40s or something like that, not older folks.
Where was all this fear of disease prior to COVID?
Well,
I don't know.
This is just another split between city and country. So Al Gore said that it's two Americas. And more over time, what I'm finding is that what matters is your zip code. Where you are as to what you think, how you socially signal, what your fears are, what your hopes are, and all these things seem to be based on your zip code. And, these zip codes cluster, and they have overlapping, particularities to them. But basically, it's city and country, and those are what the differences are.
Well, is it city and country, or is it left versus right? Because when you start to look at the poll
results... But you
results,
repeat yourself.
That's my point, right? There's a lot of people in the city who are on the left. And what's that going to do for AMC theaters? I suspect most of their locations are in cities. That's not to say they're not in smaller cities as well, but there's a lot of AMC theaters in big cities.
Yeah, they're not putting them out in cornfields.
Yeah. So they're obviously pandering to this social media upheaval that happened. They've clearly heard a lot from the people who support the masks. And when you start looking at the numbers, there's a lot of people who support these masks. We are absolutely in the minority. There's a recent Fox News poll where they surveyed here, I'm not sure how many respondents that they had, but they got some interesting numbers back on this poll about how many people are in favor of the masks. And according to the story, it looks like about 80% of the United States.
To be clear, it's you guys that dislike masks. I am pro-mask. Pro-mask in the sense that I like the idea in America that you can wear a mask into a bank.
I'm not necessarily,
I think it's hilarious.
I'm not necessarily against masks, right? Like, if you have a medical condition, if you are afraid, if you're going to use it to protect yourself or whatever, that's fine. You're more than free to do that.
Masks don't do that.
What I'm against is these attempts to force it on anybody else. So,
first off, it's your business. And if you want to make it so that people can't come in your grocery store unless they wear a mask, that's a completely libertarian thing to do. So fine. Now, if you don't want to go into a grocery store based on the fact that they have a mandatory mask policy, fine. Now, I think that the best thing to do is for these businesses is to do what they're doing, which is says masks required, and then they don't require masks.
Not all businesses are doing that. There's a bank here in town that is absolutely requiring masks on people coming in. They will offer you one, and if you decline, they will decline to serve you.
Right, and they have one. What I'm saying is that if you read the note posted to the door on the grocery store or the Walmart or whatever, it's going to say wear a mask.
It usually says please or we request. There's usually some sort of wording like that. It's very rare that you'll actually see one where it says that it's mandatory.
So we request will be small. That you wear a mask will be large. Yeah. Or that you, and then wear a mask will be large.
The one at the local Rite Aid does say required in it.
And they still don't require it.
No, that's true. I went in and got something and didn't wear a mask. And
right. So
they don't want to start a fight with customers.
I don't like the feeling I get when I forget my mask, and I do it all the time. That's makes me sad. I haven't signaled, and I don't want to get into a kerfuffle with somebody over their mask policy. I haven't yet.
I don't
Nobody
like the
said
feeling
first
of
thing.
looking around wherever I go and seeing most of everybody wearing a mask. It's very disturbing to me. It's very dystopian.
Well, I'll say this. I mean, I visited Japan a year ago, and it's not uncommon to see people wearing masks in a lot of Asian countries. But it's also not the majority. It's also not even a large minority either. It's there. It's present. It's common, but it's not frequent. More coming up here in moments. It's Free Talk Live.
Do you want more businesses accepting Bitcoin Cash and Dash? Now with AnyPay, you earn passive income for every purchase at those businesses. Finally, a financial incentive to spread Bitcoin Cash and Dash. You made it happen, so you receive the rewards. Download the AnyPay Cash Register app and add your cryptocurrency wallet addresses. Then install it at a real-life business and tell us what you did at AnyPayInc.com. AnyPayInc.com.
The next generation wallet is coming from Divvy. In just a few taps, you'll be able to send, earn, spend, and exchange digital money in seconds. Send money around the globe with only a swipe. Instantly exchange between Divvy, Bitcoin, and fiat right in the mobile app and withdraw directly to your bank account. Divvy already offers the first one-tap solution for earning passive income with crypto. Multi-tiered masternodes allow everyone to partake in the network. Visit DivvyProject.org. DivvyProject.org.
Are you a sneezer? If you're not, can you get close to one? I don't literally mean someone sneezing. Sneezer, as defined by marketing guru Seth Godin, is an opinion leader. When a sneezer mentions something, other people catch what Godin calls the idea virus. Seth Godin says some people are more likely to tell their friends about a great new idea. So identifying and courting sneezers is a key success factor for idea merchants. His book, Unleashing the Idea Virus, is the most downloaded ebook in history, and you can download the whole book free. That's how he's making his idea contagious. Click Tips, Tricks, and other stuff to help you cut through the clutter at www.survivalspeech.com. I'm Holland Cook.
Cell 411 is a free app for Android and iOS that replaces government-controlled 911. Cell 411 allows you to preset a group of friends or private organizations to show up at any emergency. Cell 411 is a nightmare for the state because it proves their so-called services aren't needed. Cell 411 has had thousands of installs, and of course it's covered by the Boycott no government license. Cell 411 because your friends won't shoot you when you're in trouble. Without the government, who would build the emergency services? You and Cell 411. Get it today at getcell411.com.
LRN.FM now has a Discord. Discord is a free text and voice chat platform, and we now have our own server with a bunch of channels at discord.lrn.fm. You can join other listeners as they chat about various things during our live shows, or anytime, day or night. Discord software is available cross-platform, so you can have it on whatever device you want and take your chats anywhere. Join our Discord at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
Free Talk Live.
The GoPro camera that's costs $300 is better than a Taser-made camera.
Yeah, so there are other competitors in the marketplace, and they weren't given a chance to even bid on that. I mean, that's good old boy cronyism, isn't it? You support that?
Are you opposed to free enterprise?
I am for free enterprise. I am against no-bid contracts. You see, free marketplaces have competition so that we find out if products are superior or not. In an area where you have no-bid contracts, you'll never find out what's better. You said that there was no coercion here.
Making the purchase can make that decision for themselves.
No, they cannot, because they're taking my tax money at the threat of my home. You said there was no coercion, and I will remind you that they will kick me and my family out on the street if I don't pay property taxes. To suggest that this money belongs to the police chief is just the kind of boot-licking that takes this country into fascism.
Free Talk Live, 7 nights a week from 7 to 10 Eastern, live on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM. Help get LRN.FM into more ears. Visit promote.lrn.fm for a free bumper sticker, flyers, banners, graphics, and more. Promote.lrn.fm.
Yep, it's Free Talk Live. You dial in toll-free here, bring up whatever you want. Our number is 855-450, free like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. We have the Discord call-in line rooms over at discord.lrn.fm. In the studio with you tonight, it's Ian.
Captain Kickass!
I love that.
And Mark.
July 18th and 19th, you'll be able to join Free Talk Live, and I don't know, a few dozen speakers. I don't know how many speakers they're going to have. It's going to be a bunch. For a 2-day event, Crypto Vegas and Anarcho Vegas, one event per day. You get to see some great speakers like Juan Galt, Anastasia Sergevina, Lynn Ulbricht, Jim Bell, Elise Sam, Float's CEOs Kingsley Edwards, and others, and they'll be speaking at Crypto Vegas. And then at Anarcho Vegas, you'll get Jim Bell, Larkin Rose, Ovens O'Brien, G. Edward Griffin, Walter Block, Amanda Rockwitz, Ernie Hancock, and others. Tickets are just $20.20 a piece for each day. So it's $20.20 per day. Or you can get a VIP ticket by using code FTL. Save 10% on your VIP tickets. Go to anarchovegas.com and cryptovegasconference.com to get registered. And we'll see you there July 18th and 19th. Again, it's anarchovegas.com. cryptovegasconference.com, one of the few events you can actually attend in 2020.
Pretty star-studded lineup. I mean, I think it'd be worth it just to go see and others, but the rest of them too.
Indeed. So
Amanda Rockwitz is a smart cookie.
She is. We go on here. We're going to get to your phone calls, but I did want to just share a little bit from this poll that Fox News conducted. I did find this, the survey details. It was over 1,300 respondents to this poll. So scientific study revealing that a favorable opinion, those Americans who have a favorable opinion of people who wear face masks, all Americans, about 80% of them, say they have a favorable opinion of those folks. Democrats weigh in at 89% of Democrats saying they have a favorable opinion of people wearing face masks. Republicans, 68% of them have a favorable opinion. And of those who strongly approve of Trump, 61%. So a solid supermajority of Americans, 8 out of 10.
What would you disapprove of somebody wearing a mask?
I disapprove of the concept of a bunch of people wearing masks because I think it is inhumane. I think it is anti-humanity to have people cover up their faces.
Well, it's manufactured, first of all, because it didn't happen. I mean, this didn't exist back on March 13th.
No, it didn't happen in any sort of natural occurrence, right? It happened because the government demanded that it happen, and all the corporations went along with it. And there's all this fear-mongering out there from the mainstream media about this.
I was going to say, the media, rustled up the jimmies.
Oh, yeah.
As
Not
they
only
like to
did
do.
they fearmonger about the supposed threat from COVID-19, they also heavily propagandized in favor of the masks and there's this mask shaming, of course, as well.
Well, that's happening, but that's not what the question had to do with, right? So the question was, what kind of opinion do you have of somebody wearing a mask? And I would have to say my opinion is favorable, because it's at the very least, at the very basic, if it does nothing else, it's social signaling that they care about everybody else, right? That's what it's supposed to be.
That's
a mask,
ridiculous.
I don't care whether you agree with it or not. It's signaling. And what a mask does, what the claim is by the experts out there. Hold on. The experts out there.
What it is.
What is it?
You're right. It's signaling.
Okay.
It's totally signaling.
So,
I'm a better person than you.
No,
I care more than everybody else. Here I am. Look at how
it's ridiculous.
Look at how important I am to help society avoid this scary, scary disease that we're all so afraid of.
You just don't care about anybody else, Ian.
You
don't care about anybody except yourself. You're a selfish bastard.
I've bought into all the fear. Now, look, individually, I don't care. It's your face. You can do whatever you want with it. I don't care if you put makeup on. I don't personally care for it. I don't care if you put a mask on. I don't personally care for it. I have my opinions about your hairstyle and your cologne and whatever. If you want me to have an opinion about it, I'll probably have one. But ultimately, it doesn't matter to me what you do. You can clothe yourself or not clothe yourself. I don't care if you walk around naked, and I don't care if you walk around with 3 masks on. It really doesn't bother me personally. But in the aggregate, It does bother me because I think that it is dehumanizing. I think from a humanities perspective, being able to see another human being's face and being able to see the expressions that they're making while they're interacting with you or anyone else or whatever it is that they're doing is an important connection with other human beings. So these masks and this so-called social distancing is antisocial, it is anti-human, and it is anti all things that
I am not going to argue your point as far as anti-human because you get to define that how you wish. I would say, however, that what we've had here happen around the globe is a step forward in freedom and privacy. Currently,
that's a real stretch.
It's not a real stretch. I cannot be like.
If there's a man with a gun telling you got to wear a mask, that is not a step forward in freedom.
At this point in my life, I've been outside for 3 months, and I haven't had one single man with one single gun.
You're in New Hampshire.
Fine.
Okay.
They're
not enforcing
ladies
it in New
and gentlemen, if you live in a place where a man with a gun is telling you to wear a mask,
New
you
York,
should get out of it.
California. Let's see, what other states? Massachusetts.
Look, I'm not even done talking. Privacy. Like you can have a certain level of anonymity.
You could wear a mask before.
No, you could not.
Sure, you could.
No, you could not.
Absolutely.
End of story.
People just didn't do it.
People didn't do it because the social pressure was immense. And now the social pressure is different. You can choose to wear a mask or not choose to wear a mask. And I call that a victory. I don't consider it anti-human. I consider it pro-privacy and pro-freedom. Now we have more choices.
You had the choice before. You just weren't willing to do it. Whether you didn't want to do it or not is your choice. But you could go out and if you thought that people were going to make fun of you, then that's your problem. Get off the elementary school playground.
I'm not worried about people making fun of you. I'm worried about people telling you cannot come in my business based on the fact that you're wearing a mask. I don't want to walk up and down the street.
I wonder if there's any businesses that are the other way, right?
To keep the mask people out?
Yeah, you're welcome to come into this business, of course, but if you're wearing a mask, please take it off.
Right. I know that there have been some that I've heard about, smaller mom and pop businesses or whatever that have done that. I
wonder if our listeners know any.
I saw a photograph of a sign up near a business. Presumably it was real. I don't know though, right? Like I haven't seen it in real life, but I have seen, a couple of photos online indicating that there is that. So, Asian people are not unfamiliar with wearing masks, Mark.
Nope. When I was in Hong Kong, something like maybe 10% of the population.
It sounds about right. About 10%.
Well, and even the Asian populations in the U.S. in Seattle, for example, they have Chinatown, and it's a large Asian population, and it wasn't uncommon to see a or a couple of Asian folks walking around wearing a mask. It wasn't totally uncommon, but it was somewhat rare, and it was obviously their choice. It had nothing to do with, you need to wear a mask, otherwise you hate me.
But Mark thinks those people were getting kicked out of stores. And maybe there were some stores that would do that, but there are people who could wear masks, and I suspect a lot of them didn't get kicked out of stores. Because why would you kick a customer out of a store unless they've actually caused a problem?
Hang on. I'll tell you who people who are wearing the masks don't care about. They don't give an F. That's people who are hard of hearing, people who need to read lips in order to comprehend language, people who need that extra bit. I, as a musician of 20 plus years, my hearing isn't the greatest, and it helps me to read people's lips. And now,
how many times have you said "huh"? To somebody
people
wearing
are
a mask?
saying that constantly anyway right now with the mask because they just can't talk through them very
That's
well.
what he's saying.
That's what I'm
saying. Know.
So and nobody cares about those people. So
because it gets in the way of humans communicating. It gets in the way of verbal communication.
I didn't claim that your point was invalid, Ian.
That's fine.
It's you doing the opposite.
Huh?
It's you doing the opposite.
What do you mean?
You're like, that's dubious whether or not we have more freedom. Hey, now I can walk down the street.
You could have wore a mask before. You just believe you couldn't. You didn't try it. You have no personal experience with that.
I have personal experience of walking around when nobody was wearing masks in America, but they were doing it in Asia.
So?
I'm telling you, you didn't have the social freedom to do so now.
Sure you did. You just didn't try it.
I think you did. I didn't.
Okay. Well, let's hear from somebody out there who actually has worn a mask during the previous
and I'd like to be very specific.
Time.
It's not a medical-looking mask because currently I don't wear a medical-looking mask. I wear a biker mask that has a filter, a charcoal filter.
Kind of makes them look like Bane.
You're unusual, though. Most people are wearing the medical style face mask.
It's because they can't get the good ones online. I happen to get lucky.
It's because they probably don't even know anything about the differences between them. They've just been told
I
they
tell
have
them
to
all
wear
about
them.
it.
850. They don't all know you. 855-450 free like freedom. So did you wear a mask prior to COVID, and what was your experience? This is Free Talk Live.
Hi, I'm Dan Pilla. I started fighting the IRS over 40 years ago when they tried to seize my mother's house. I sued the IRS and won. I beat the IRS then, and I've been beating them ever since. I wrote the book on tax debt settlement, and I've helped thousands of people deal with tax problems they thought might never be solved. I can help you too. If you owe taxes you can't pay, don't wait another day. There's no such thing as a hopeless tax case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX or go to my website, danpilla.com. That's danpilla.com, danpilla.com.
This is a pandemic survival alert and the most time-sensitive messages you will hear this year. You still have time to plant a 1-acre crisis garden and secure a supply of your own nutrient-dense food. But time is running out, and it's one deadline you don't want to miss. Who should plant a crisis garden? Individuals, families, churches, communities, anyone or any group that sees hard times ahead. Let's face it, even the mainline media is talking about food supply disruptions and the growing number of grocery store workers who are becoming sick. But there's more. Meat packing plants are closing, mile-long lines at food pantries, and more farmers now in financial trouble. The truth is, growing nutrient-dense vegetables this summer may be the single most important thing you do. Go to survivalseedbank.com and watch the new video to understand what we're really up against. Get free bonus seeds, special quarantine reports too. Don't wait, every minute counts. Go to survivalseedbank.com. That's survivalseedbank.com.
Complement your health with hemp-derived cannabinoid oil. We've always believed that the closer to Earth, the better it is for our bodies. Our hemp-derived cannabinoid oil is phytocannabinoid-rich, full-spectrum, and organically grown. Finally, hemp made easy, clean, and effective. GCNhemp.com or call 877-878-4203. That's right, we cut through the red tape. It's now available at GCNhemp.com or call 877-878-4203.
The political world is a maddening cesspool of corruption and lies. Nobody tells the truth. Nobody keeps campaign promises. Nobody obeys the Constitution. Nobody puts the people first. How can we ever escape this web of tyranny? Vote for nobody.
Hi, my name is Nobody. I'm running for governor of New Hampshire because nobody knows how to live your life better than you do, and nobody deserves that kind of power. I want to put you back in control of your money, your lifestyle, your work, your body, and your life. Nobody should rule you but you. New Hampshire convicts many people of so-called crimes that should never have been prosecuted. If elected, I will pardon every victimless crime in New Hampshire history. This includes drug, gambling, prostitution, gun, and driving offenses. Nobody should have a criminal record when they have not harmed anybody.
Wouldn't it be nice to have nobody telling you what to do? Learn more at electnobody.com. electnobody.com.
The LRN.FM social media channels have been revamped. We've eliminated Facebook and focused on other platforms like Twitter and Mastodon, the decentralized alternative to Twitter. On our accounts, you'll find posts from multiple LRN.FM show hosts together in one place. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.lrn.fm, or better yet, move to the decentralized Mastodon social media platform at toot.lrn.fm, toot.lrn.fm. I think you'll like it. Are you a cryptocurrency advocate? The Crypto Tip is the ideal outreach tool to help new people discover cryptocurrency. It's a printable business card-sized tip that you can give to service providers, preferably in addition to a good cash tip. When the server scans the QR code, it'll bring up an explanation of cryptocurrency, how to install a wallet, and allow them to claim the tip. If they don't claim the crypto, you get your tip refunded to you after a time period you specify. Plus, if they do claim the tip, you get an email alert. Create as many tips as you want at cryptotip.org. That's cryptotip.org.
Some of our live shows are streamed in HD on Twitch. Please follow and share at twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
This is Free Talk Live. You can bring up whatever you want here. The toll-free number is 855-450-FREE. Please don't call with a mask on. It really isn't good.
Yeah, hey, this is Dolph. I'm calling from
Please.
First time listener, long time caller.
Divvy Project. You know what? These guys over at Divvy, they've got a next-generation wallet coming, and in a few taps, you'll be able to spend, earn, store, and exchange digital money in seconds. Divvy says you'll be able to send money around the globe in only a swipe and instantly exchange between Divvy, Bitcoin, and fiat currencies like the dollar in the mobile app and withdraw directly to your bank account. There's no need to wait, though, as Divvy already offers the first one-tap solution for earning passive income with their multi-tiered masternodes, allowing anyone to earn by supporting the Divvy network. When the new Divvy wallet launches because of their relationship with Western Union, Divvy will be in 200 countries, including the United States. You can learn more at divvyproject.org, diviproject.org. Let's go to your phone calls and thoughts here. We got Daniel. He's in Grand Forks, North Dakota, listening to KNOX. Hello, Daniel.
Hey, how's it going?
Welcome. You're on the air.
So y'all have given me a lot a lot of ammo since I originally called in, probably about 20 minutes ago. But regardless, what I originally called in for is I want to point out how skewed this poll is on pro-mask wearing versus non-mask wearing.
Okay. How is it skewed?
As a non-mask wearer, if there's a poll about wearing masks, and 1,300 whole people, so about a 2-block, city block area in my town.
Mm-hmm.
So the numbers are silly. But as a non-mask wearer, if I see a poll about wearing masks versus not wearing masks, or I see a poll on Facebook or a survey on Facebook about COVID-19, I'm not even going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I just ignore it completely.
Yeah.
And so the non-mask wearers aren't even participating in the poll.
So you believe that if a phone survey, people are getting phone calls from pollsters, and the issue of, they're told that this is a poll about mask wearing, that you believe that the non-mask wearers are more likely to hang up the phone and say, I don't want to participate, than the mask wearers are?
I don't even say a word. I just hang up.
Okay, that's an interesting
I
point.
agree with his perspective. I think that if you are if you're biased against the masks, and somebody, whether it's online or over the phone, is like, hey, will you take this survey about wearing masks? You're like, nope.
Look, as far as I'm concerned, as far as this particular poll goes, I don't like the way it's asked, because what it is it's asking, do you have a positive thought about people who wear masks? And I do have positive thoughts about people who wear masks. I'm not sure I have particularly negative thoughts about people who don't. Like, well,
I bet they do.
I don't know. Do they ask the question of, do you think positively of wearing a mask yourself?
Ian, you're sitting in front of the poll.
I don't know. I don't have the whole
No,
poll,
I don't think so. Best I've seen is it's just asking about the social signaling aspect of it. And if somebody wants to signal that they're a super good person, I think they are.
And I got to agree with Ian.
Yes, sir.
I got to agree with Ian that if you are signaling by wearing a mask, then it is virtue signaling. That's the only thing you're doing.
I mean,
you would be surprised how much of life is that.
If you were trying to help, raise money for breast cancer, you just wear like a little pink ribbon on Pink Ribbon Day or something like that, right? But wearing a mask to cover your face as a signal of that just doesn't seem cool.
Well, being in North Dakota, we're a fairly low-risk area.
Yep.
And I don't wear a mask to the grocery store, the gas station, I've been to the bar about 3 times in the last month. And the only time I wear a mask is on job sites that require it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And because I want to work. I want to make money. So they wanted me to wear a mask, and all I wear is a bandana. Tie a bandana around my face.
Right.
Looks like I'm about to rob a stagecoach.
And I love this, the meme out there that's like, it doesn't matter what a mask's made out of, because it's not about safety, it's about compliance. And that's the truth.
And the
but
word
yet you just said it's about
really
freedom.
Bugs me. The word compliance really, really bugs me, because you're doing what you're told to do because you think you're supposed to do it, and that is not for you.
Right, I'm with you, caller. The television has told you to wear the mask, and so many people just immediately obey their television. They're like, oh, television said wear a mask.
TV says so.
And then they motor around.
Corporations are saying so. Governments are saying so, and their neighbors are saying so. So now there's a high social pressure to wear masks. And Mark, you're talking about how there's more freedom out there. I think that that's definitely not the case. Daniel, thank you for the call tonight. I appreciate it. Here's another poll result from the very same poll that asked people earlier. We were talking about how 80% of Americans have a favorable opinion of people who wear face masks. Quarantines and lockdowns, did they go too far?
We go.
They didn't go far enough? Or were they about right? Now, obviously, there was a wide variety between the different states of
right. So how could it be about right?
I like that they don't have the one answer of was completely unnecessary.
Yeah. So here's the results. According to the survey, only 19% of Americans said they went too far. So if you go back and you look at the other results, it was 80% of Americans said they had a favorable opinion of mask wearers, so about 20% didn't. And here you've got about 19% say the lockdowns and such went too far. 38%, however, said they didn't go far enough. 38% said lock me down harder. Lock everybody else down harder.
The funny part about this is
shove a mask down my throat.
Thank you, sir. May I have another?
Excuse me. If you wish to have more lockdown is out there for you.
You're free to lock yourself down even further.
But that's not good enough for these people.
That's because they want to check.
What does that have to do with anything?
What does that have to do with anything, Ian? That's what this is all about.
They want that government gravy.
Government cheddar, baby.
Hold on, you think
many people can't stay at home and not go to, here's the tough word, work. Because they have not saved money, they do not have a nest egg, and they weren't prepared for a disaster, and the government check is running out.
So you're saying the people who think you believe that the 38% of Americans who say that the lockdowns didn't go far enough were simply saying they wanted a more intense lockdown because they want more welfare? They already got welfare.
They don't care.
They want the welfare extended further.
They don't care about the lockdown, Ian. They care about the check. If you just continue sending the check, then they could self-lockdown, right? But the ceasing of the check then makes it so you have to go out and work. So it's not about the lockdown, it's about the check.
I'm sure there are some welfare queens out there who are very excited about this, but I think there's also a lot of Chicken Littles who are just afraid. They're just afraid.
That may very well be
They believe all the propaganda. They'll do everything they're told to do, and they hate it when people won't follow orders. They hate it when people won't go along and do the masks and such.
Logically, those people can stay at home if they wish to extend the lockdown, right?
Sure, but they believe that the lockdowns help, and they believe that it would help if everybody were locked down and not going out whatsoever.
It probably
and putting people
would.
At risk.
Right? Like the SARS went away.
Right, then everybody starves because there's no actual economic
I understand
activity.
About the economy. Yeah. These people are obviously not economists. And ladies and gentlemen, it's a radical opinion. You shouldn't be able to express an opinion about the economy unless you're an economist, right?
That's ridiculous. Anyone should be able to express an opinion about anything they want.
Fine, you shouldn't be able to vote on things that have to do with the economy if you're not an economist.
38% responded saying they thought it was about right. So the lockdowns that we had, the destruction of the economy, everything that happened as a result of that, that's about right, they said. So 38% saying it's about right, 38% saying it didn't go far enough.
I did bring in another article that I didn't share with you guys from the Mises Institute that talks about the two more recent and more deadly pandemics that the U.S. went through in
1969,
18, and
68.
It talks about those. And it talks about looking at the data of the economic effect, right? Because it's real popular right now for both the news and the governments to say things like, oh, well, COVID caused this to happen and COVID caused that to happen. And they always say it's because of COVID.
Right.
When no, it's not. It's the government's overreaction that has caused 40 million unemployed people, in 13 weeks, right? None of that occurred in the previous two pandemics. In fact, there's very slight variances in the economy for those other two pandemics that can be directly related to the previous pandemics. The bits of the economy that were sort of, fluctuating at that time were a result of other things going on in the economy at that time, but none of it can be attributed factually to the actual pandemics that happened. And I remind you that these two pandemics were arguably, even factually, more deadly than COVID was.
And so you had people who were getting sick, you had some people who were dying, but you didn't have people walking around afraid of everyone else.
They didn't shut down restaurants and bars. They didn't shut down any other businesses. They didn't tell people they couldn't go out. They didn't lock down cities. They didn't tell people they couldn't drive. They didn't make traffic a nightmare in the other direction.
Our toll-free number, if you want to join us here, it's 855-450-FREE, like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. Hour number 2 is on the way. Here, your calls and thoughts on coming up on deck. You can take control of the airwaves here. This is Free Talk Live.
Remember when you first heard about Bitcoin? How long did it take you to realize this little project would soon change the world? Do you kind of wish you had gotten involved sooner? Well, now is your chance to be a part of the next revolution in money. Intercoin is working to finally make crypto go mainstream. It's designed to be scalable enough to support everyday payments and even elections without the state. Bitcoin was originally supposed to be a peer-to-peer cash system, the way we would all pay one another without having to trust any third party. But instead, over time, it mostly became a store of value. That's because every 10 minutes, the Bitcoin network must put all transactions into a block, and that block can only hold so much. If crypto is to become mainstream, for people to use it for everyday payments, we need a new architecture, one that is as secure as Bitcoin while being far more scalable. Check out intercoin.org to find out more and maybe pick up some of those coins for yourself.
Do you want more businesses accepting Bitcoin Cash and Dash? Now with AnyPay, you earn passive income for every purchase at those businesses. Finally, a financial incentive to spread Bitcoin Cash and Dash. You made it happen, so you receive the rewards. Download the AnyPay Cash Register app and add your cryptocurrency wallet addresses. Then install it at a real-life business and tell us what you did at anypayinc.com. anypayinc.com.
There are lots of ways to listen to Free Talk Live. Our podcast has been around since podcasts began, and now the FTL feed is loaded with content besides our full show archives. Did you know that we make it easy for you to customize your podcast subscriptions? We have different feeds, one that includes only our full shows, one with just the Daily Digest, and our main feed that includes everything. You decide what you listen to. It's quick and easy to customize your feeds at feeds.freetalklive.com. That's feeds.freetalklive.com.
You're listening to the live edition of Free Talk Live. Hour number 2 is next after the news here on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
This is the Liberty Beat, your daily source for Liberty news and activist updates. Produced in partnership with the SNLS Network and listeners like you. Online at snlsnetwork.com. I'm Mick Murrow with your latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Gold is trading at $1,726, silver at $17.54, and Bitcoin is trading around $9,400. Today's gold, silver, and Bitcoin prices are brought to you by Brave Botanicals, high-quality kratom and CBD at reasonable prices with excellent customer service. Brave Botanicals is activist-owned and mission-driven. The Liberty Beat and Brave Botanicals believe so strongly in the power of kratom, we're giving it away for free. Just go to libertybeat.news/freekratom. This is the Liberty Beat at snlsnetwork.com. In the news, last week in Missouri, a 25-year-old woman named Hannah Pfizer was shot and killed by an officer with the Pettis County Sheriff's Office during a routine traffic stop. Pfizer was reportedly pulled over because she was speeding and passed through a red light. The officer, who has not been named, claimed that she threatened to shoot him, but no gun was found in the vehicle. The Missouri State Highway Patrol is now working the case, claiming to be an impartial outside agency. In an initial statement from the Highway Patrol, they referred to Pfizer as a suspect instead of a victim, and accused her of threatening to shoot the deputy. However, she did not actually have a gun on her, and there is no footage from a dash cam or body cam that would corroborate the officer's story. Family and friends say she was on her way to work, and that she was a friendly person who never carried weapons. Ever wonder where we find all the news to report right here on the Liberty Beat? Visit snls.news to get the world's most censored media published all in one place. Save yourself from the endless time spent searching for reliable alternative media. SNLS News makes it quick and easy. No ads, no clickbait, just raw headlines, 24 hours a day. Visit snls.news and get informed today without the corporate media spin. Your news now continues. In a seeming reversal on Facebook's position that it would not remove political speech, the social media giant removed 88 ads on Thursday, posted by the accounts of President Donald Trump, Vice President Mike Pence, and the Trump campaign, on the grounds that they violated company policies against organized hate. The identical ads went after leftists and so-called Antifa, or anti-fascist groups, that prominently featured an inverted red triangle outlined in black, a symbol that Nazi German authorities used during World War II to identify political dissenters who were incarcerated in concentration camps. Other versions of the ad that are visible in Facebook's ad library use identical language and alternative clip art, such as exclamation points and stop signs. In a statement, Trump campaign spokesperson Tim Murtaugh defended the use of the Nazi symbol by claiming that it's an emoji that's widely used by activists opposed to fascism. The Vallejo Police Department was warned by rushing to purchase a cell site simulator without first crafting a use policy. The agency sidestepped its legal duty to transparency. Now, Oakland Privacy has filed a first-of-its-kind suit to ensure the public has a say in how such controversial surveillance technology is deployed in their communities. Activist Post reports that cell site simulators are devices that police use to gather information from cell phones, typically to locate, identify, and track people. Also known as IMSI catchers, the devices pretend to be cell phone towers in order to trick phones into connecting to them. The technology is so controversial that in 2015, the California legislature stepped in and passed Senate Bill 741, a law that ensures a police department cannot acquire cell site simulator usage without a city council first approving a detailed policy. In mid-March, amid COVID-19 shelter-in-place orders, the Vallejo City Council approved a $766,000 purchase of a cell site simulator manufactured by KeyW. Support for the Liberty Beat is brought to you by the Homestead Guru. The Homestead Guru is an educational website offering tips, tools, news, stories, and commentary on everything homesteading. Topics include green homes, gardening, animal husbandry, do-it-yourself, home remedies, alternative energy, survivalism, unschooling, and more. Those details are found online at thehomestead.guru. This is the Liberty Beat, powered by the SNLS Network at snlsnetwork.com. I'm Mick Murrow, reporting for the Liberty Beat, reminding you, spread liberty with a smile.
Thomas the Tank Engine says he's a little uneasy with his broad autistic following, and a couple has a nest egg of debt to make sure they've got some money to owe down the road. This is the Onion Week in Review. Local video editor James Korf told reporters Wednesday that despite having said goodbye over 10 minutes ago, his friend, Michael Woodward, still remained active on GChat and had shown no signs of leaving.
If it were yellow, it would mean that he hasn't been on the computer for a little while, or if it was red, it would mean he doesn't want to talk, but it's green. I can tell. I can see it right there.
Korf later said that he felt briefly relieved when Woodward's chat logo turned orange, but was once again dejected when it became green within seconds. And in this week's op-ed pages, a high school guidance counselor laments the fact that no one in his entire damn school has been molested. In other news, a bedbug feels bad for an area man, but a bug's gotta eat. A development exec wants to see what, where, and how that would look, live, and play out. And a man at the gym is just watching TV. For more, visit theonion.com/newsbeat.
This is the Onion News Network.
Free Talk Live.
It's Free Talk Live. We're launching into the second hour of the program. If you want to weigh in on the masks, is it actually freeing, as Mark was arguing in the last hour? Or
to me, it feels restricting.
Yeah, it seems like we're in a way more restrictive society now, a society full of fear that maybe people were that scared before, but they didn't really make it clear. Now they're making it clear.
I can only think of one real benefit to a lot of people wearing masks when you're out and about, and that is, you've kind of eliminated halitosis. Right, bad breath. Right? Like you don't get ambushed by somebody's bad breath suddenly anymore.
Good point. We go to your calls here. Jerome has been waiting patiently, so let's go there first. He's listening in Charleston, South Carolina, to WTMA. Go ahead, Jerome.
Jerome,
I know sooner or later you would have to talk to me.
We're not trying to keep you off the air, Jerome.
No, man, I enjoy your calls. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just got a couple of stories here, but I'm gonna be brief about it. The first one is this guy, Brad Pascal, that works for Trump, said
Never
he
heard of
didn't
him.
vote for him. Not only didn't vote for him, he didn't vote for anybody during the election for president.
Good for him.
And he works for him.
Why
He's his
should you? I mean, it's
campaign
not like it
manager.
matters. It's not like your vote for president actually has any kind of impact.
I love how Jerome calls in and talks about stuff that like I neither know anything about or care.
I
He
know.
certainly
It's
does.
great.
He
Thanks,
almost
Jerome.
always mentions some
manager.
politician I don't ever know. Who?
Go
The
ahead.
campaign manager. Okay?
For who?
Oh, by the way, 6 more people from Trump's campaign to help set up this rally tested positive for COVID. Maybe
What
they
rally?
weren't wearing masks, huh?
What
Maybe
rally?
they weren't wearing masks, huh?
Was there some sort of a
The
Trump
one in
rally?
Tulsa.
Where?
Yeah, the one in the one in Tulsa,
Charleston.
Tulsa,
Okay.
Oklahoma.
Okay.
Tulsa.
Oh,
No,
Tulsa.
not Charleston.
Sorry.
Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Okay. Never heard of it, but go ahead. I mean, I've heard of Tulsa, but I didn't know there was a rally there.
Was it the Juneteenth
I don't
thing?
know anyone would
Ian
care.
isn't going to have his finger on the pulse of Trump rallies, I can assure you.
Yeah, no, I really don't care. I mean, I
What?
did hear that he had one in Manchester at some point, but what about it, dude? What's the point? What are you calling about here?
Look, this guy is an idiot. Why don't you talk about wearing masks. What about drinking the bleach, huh? What about the hydroxychloroquine he was telling people to take? And the doctors are saying, man, don't go near that stuff.
Well, not all doctors.
It doesn't work anyway.
That's not true.
It doesn't work.
Well, first of all, I don't know what works and what doesn't. I'm not going to make any sort of medical recommendations, but I do know that Gene, the Christian anarchist, has called into this show, and he says that at his doctor's office, which he's a manager of, so, you know, he talks to a lot of patients and sees a lot of patients, that they've used this hydroxychloroquine stuff and that it's been very effective to help people.
I don't
beat this
believe
stuff.
him.
Okay.
I don't believe him.
I have no reason to disbelieve him. I mean,
as I understand it, it's been discredited. But the thing is that I've found at this point, Jerome, I kind of just don't believe the media either when they talk about Trump because they hate the man so much. I'm not saying as a person
He hates
in
the media too.
I know.
He's the
That's
one,
the
he's
problem.
behind all this hatred.
Do you get
He's
the
behind
problem?
all this hatred.
Yes,
he's behind all this hatred. The things he says about him.
Like all I see is you stamping your feet up and down, going, "He started it." Like I don't care. I expect from the media unbiased reporting.
no,
and
you
what
don't.
That's what I'm supposed to expect anyway.
Okay, but when was the last time that happened?
When I listen to CNN, what I hear is like, Borge man mean and bad. It's not like I like this guy. I'm not going to vote for this guy. But I can tell you what, I'm not going to pick between perverted old politicians this go around either. Like that's the thing is the Democrats could not have picked a worse option if they would have gone through the whole Rolodex.
Are you talking about the kid sniffer?
Right.
Oh, that little girl
smells
Come here,
good.
little girl. Let me smell you.
Go ahead,
So
Jerome.
you think Biden's worse than Trump, who like gets down
That's
with?
not what he said.
porn
On a scale of
stars,
1 to 10, they're both a
and
negative
you know how they
9.5.
get down, right?
He didn't hear you,
porn
Mark. He's
stars.
talking.
Porn
People can't
stars,
hear
you know
things
how
when
they
they're talking.
get down, right?
You can pay a porn star and get what you want voluntarily. You feel up an intern in the office, it's molestation.
So
And
wait,
he
Mark.
comes off like he's so happily married, though.
I understand.
He's on
He
his
sounds
third
very-
marriage. He's got children by 3 different women. How's he a conservative?
He sounds like a cheater to me.
How's he a conservative?
I didn't claim he was, and nor did I claim that I was going to vote for him.
Oh, I got this story about this guy. He fired a lawyer, the attorney from state of New York.
Yep.
That was investigating Trump and some of his cronies. He turns around and fires the guy. You don't find that suspicious at all?
Trump fired a guy who was investigating him?
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, wasn't Trump also trying to stop that guy's book from coming out, John Bolton or whatever the hell his name is? That scumbag.
He fires the guy, then he lies about it. So I had nothing to do with this.
Trump's not a
This
good
is
guy.
wrong.
I mean, he's an authoritarian just like the rest of them. Apparently, he claimed to be a libertarian the other day in an interview.
What? Oh my God.
Then he'll pardon Julian Assange,
Right.
Edward Snowden, and Ross Ulbricht.
Ulbricht.
At which point I will then be duty bound to vote for him.
He said duty.
Thanks,
Hey,
Jerome.
look.
Go ahead.
This is what he wanted. He said, was a couple years ago, he said he likes chaos and he likes confusion. Well, he must be loving this thing, huh?
Thanks for
You
the
got
call,
people-
Jerome, man. I appreciate it. Toll-free number is 855-450-FREE, like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. Let's go to your calls. And
I'd like to
thoughts.
point out I'm voting for George Jorgensen, the Libertarian.
Oh, okay. Jay in North I will likely vote for her as well. Jay, you're on Free Talk Live. Go ahead. Jay in North America.
Jay.
On hold, Jay. We have you.
Hello.
Yes, you're on the air.
Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. What do you call it? I was calling because I hear your show, right? I've been hearing about all this thing. The first thing I want to ask you is, do you think that there's a chance that the occupation the Europeans have on the American continent will end? How can we end it?
Hold on. The occupation of the Europeans on the American continent? Is that what you just said?
Yes. Yes. How can people
does
like
that
me
mean?
end it?
What do you mean by that?
Exactly what I mean. What do you mean? You
Which
don't know
Europeans
that
are occupying the United States?
The Europeans that I hear, like on your show, every day, 20 million
Are we talking
times
about
a day.
French people? Are we talking about
No, I'm talking about
Brits?
Europeans. They call themselves Americans. Okay, Europeans are not American. And second, America is a continent. North, Central, South America, and the islands that belong to our continent. If you are in the Bahamas, you are in America. If you are in Hawaii, you are in America. Not because of the U.S.
You mean
which
like
is a
North
colonial
America?
company.
Or...
What he's saying is he wants white people to leave the Western
Is that
Hemisphere.
what you're saying?
Are you Native American, sir?
America is a continent, not a country.
That's correct.
Okay? Europeans manipulate language and say that the United States is America.
Just want to be clear. I mean, I just want to be clear, Jay. You keep saying Europeans. Mark said you mean white people. Is that what you mean?
No. Don't talk to me in colorful language. That's why, especially Mark, yesterday, he had a ball talking to white, black stuff. That's what you Europeans
I don't think Mark
do.
was here yesterday.
Oh, you black, I'm white. You black, I'm white. You color, you brown. No, my ancestors worked in this continent. You are European. That's your true nationality.
Okay, so let me see if I'm following you here. You're saying that people
Don't
from
give me
Europe...
that because you're a U.S. citizen. You are American. You are who your forefathers were, Europeans and colonizers.
Well, that doesn't sound very nice to me.
So there were three waves
You are whatever your bloodline is. Okay, you just don't go. I know what an African looks like. I know what an Asian look like. Why in America, Europeans both-faced
Are
go
you a
around telling-
racist, sir?
telling
Would you
people,
call
"We
yourself
are
a
the
racist?"
Americans." I'm not a racist.
No, okay, but you want all Europeans to leave because you think they
Yeah,
are...
I want the European colonial occupation to end on this continent.
Is that
How
different
can
than
I do
leaving?
that? I'm sorry, what?
Is that different than leaving?
I don't know how you take it. If you can understand me, that's your problem.
I don't know what.
How,
How am I supposed to stop occupying? Are you proposing that I am occupying?
I am saying this. I'm asking you a question. I don't want you to answer a question with another question.
I can't.
That's the only way we can do it. We gotta. If we don't understand your question, if you're answering or if you're asking a question that is so obtuse and difficult to understand, you have to ask questions to clarify the question.
Right. You got scolded for using the wrong language. So I mean, there's no way to answer a question without being clear what the question is.
Yeah,
Why don't you hold on to him?
You want him to? All right, I'll hold on to him. I don't think we're going to get a straight answer or question out of him here in a moment, but we'll give it one more crack here. 855-450 free. Is he telling people Europeans to leave? Anarcho Vegas 2020 is a conference about changing the world through personal actualization and creation through markets. Get inspired to better yourself and better the world. Speakers include Jim Bell, Larkin Rose, Avins O'Brien, G. Edward Griffin, Walter Block, Amanda Rockwitz, Ernie Hancock, and more. Get your tickets for just $20.20 at anarchovegas.com and use code FTL to save 10% off VIP tickets. July 19th, join Free Talk Live for anarchovegas.com. Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. local.bitcoin.com.
So now I've got this pack of 4 Shar-Pei rescue dogs. Jimmy, Coco, another Shar-Pei, one pug who is Joe. I have stuck with the Dinovite for, oh my goodness, probably 5-6 years.
DINOVITE.com.
people remark on really how well my dogs look, what beautiful coats they've got. I tell them, yep, they get a regular diet of Dynavite with every meal.
Dynavite is nutrition.
All I have to do is say dog food. It's a pandemonium. They can be half asleep, and they're up and thrilled.
She just looks simple, squeaky clean.
You don't need to wait until a problem presents itself. It's far better to keep the dog happy and healthy at all times.
Dynavite for life.
You won't believe how happy your dog will be.
People do ask how they get Dynavite. I tell them I get my Dynavite from DINOVITE.com.
Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm. What if you want to hear the latest episode of Free Talk Live, but all you have is your phone, you forgot to download our archive, and you have no data connection? You can call our Listen line at 641-793-0191. That's a long-distance number, so you may incur charges. If not, listen as long as you want. 641-793-0191. The Free Talk Live Listen line, 641-793-0191.
My name is Jacob Hornberger. I'm president of the Future of Freedom Foundation, which Congressman Ron Paul awarded for having an outstanding freedom website. Write us at fff@fff.org, and we'll send you a free 3-month subscription to our monthly journal of libertarian essays and our booklet, Economic Liberty in the Constitution, which George Mason University economics professor Walter Williams praised in a recent column. That's fff@fff.org.
Love what we do? Please help support our international satellite channels at patreon.lrn.fm. That's patreon.lrn.fm.
Free Talk Live, dial toll free, bring up anything you want. Our number is 855-450-FREE like freedom. That's 855-450-3733 as the mask controversy continues. This week hitting movie theaters with AMC reversing course. They weren't going to require masks. Now they are, and they're not the only movie chain to do so apparently this week. It's Ian, Captain Kickass, and Mark in the studio. We're going to continue with your calls and thoughts, but I do want to let you know about the AnyPay Cash Register app. Guys from AnyPay, I believe, are at the campground already, at Rogers Campground for the upcoming Fork Fest event. AnyPay's, I think they've got like 3 RV sites, so they've expanded this year. They're not just in one site with a big dome. They're going to have the big dome, and they're going to have 2 more sites, and they're going to have like an AnyPay city.
Those guys are doing great work.
Set up. So they're doing some really cool stuff. But what does AnyPay do? Well, normally they just help you take cryptocurrencies at your local business, like Bitcoin Cash or Dash or Bitcoin SV. You can go to get the AnyPay Cash Register app. You can grab that from the Google or Apple app stores and get started. Put your crypto wallet addresses in the back end, and you're ready to accept crypto. I mean, it really just takes a moment to get set up with this. It's the AnyPay Cash Register app from the folks over at AnyPayInc.com. That's AnyPayInc.com. As we go back to Jay in North America, Mark, you wanted to hang on to Jay here. He was saying, if I can recap here, I hope I won't miscommunicate what you were saying, Jay, because it was a little hard to follow. You're saying you want people from Europe, and you don't say specifically white people. You're just saying people from Europe should decolonize the United States, so to leave the United States. Is that what you're saying?
I didn't say people from Europe. I said, I asked, what can people like myself or any non-Europeans that have been living for centuries under the European occupation of the American continent, what people like me can do to end the system of European occupation on the American continent?
Nothing.
I didn't say all European people.
You can't do anything.
I asked that question.
Okay, and I'm giving you an answer.
The reason I asked that question, because I don't think that Mark, nor any European person, is going to be able to answer, nor will they even try to give me an honest answer.
I gave you an answer. No, you can't. It's not possible.
I can't.
I have a question for you now.
Wait, no. Say it again. What's your answer?
Your answer, you asked, how would you go about making, breaking the European stranglehold on Western?
No, the European occupation.
Fine, occupation.
Not stranglehold. The European.
Fine. I get that your words are very specific for you, and I'm trying to use your words to answer your question. I don't consider myself European. I consider myself American. I'm from Bradenton, Florida. So
you can consider yourself whatever you want. I can say that I think I'm a dog. It doesn't change the fact that I am who my mother created, who my ancestors created, and I have a bloodline. I can say whatever. I can say that I'm Homie the Clown. It doesn't mean that I am.
Right. I'm trying to use your words, is what I said, and I answered your question. You cannot stop what you call the European occupation of North America.
I have an answer for this gentleman. His question is, what can he do to help stop the European occupation of the Americas? And the answer is...
No, not the Americas. Oh. The Americas, you're also using false European language. America is one continent.
Okay,
repeat. Just like Africa is one continent.
It wasn't just like Europe is one continent. I mean, so like your history is so effed up. People didn't come to these continents until 15,000 years ago. Listen to me. No, you don't know... the difference between your butt and a hole in the ground. People came to the North American continent 15,000 years ago, 3 different waves from Asia. There's evidence of Europeans being on this continent down in Florida prior to 1492. There's evidence that black people came from Africa. And my question would be, if it's okay, if everybody who came before 1491 is acceptable as an immigrant, why aren't the Europeans acceptable too?
Okay, so my answer was this. Here's what he can do, is he can educate and advocate for voluntarism. That is what he can do.
And how is that going to solve whatever he perceives the problem?
Well, if the world does eventually become educated enough about what voluntarism is and how people can interact peacefully with one another without a coercive state, that would end the European system of occupation.
Jay, would you consider yourself to be, and I don't know what your background is from as far as your family or migration or whatever, do you want to share what that is?
No, I don't, because I'm not stupid. Centuries of European occupation on the American. All Europeans have done is search and research people's heritage, their identity, so they can rewrite it, copy, paste themselves into it.
Well, I can say I haven't done any of those things. I didn't know until I took a DNA test, which was last year, that I, was necessarily European or whatever, but I also have like 11% Jewish blood in me. So
that's more than me.
Does that mean, Jay, that I should go back to where the Jews came from?
No, hold on. The Jewish thing. Okay, now you're talking about the Jewish thing. Okay, some of those Jews were prosecuted because they had a mixture. A lot of those Europeans had a mixed blood. They were mixed bloods, like the Italians that the Europeans used to call the N-word. They had mixed bloods, and the Nazis were getting them out. But now, today, there are a lot of full-blooded Nazis claiming that identity. And when you're talking about that identity, the only thing you can say, those were people with melanin on their skin, or either your family comes from a mixture
I don't really understand
of
what
that
you're
bloodline.
Saying. What is it that you would like to see happen?
Exactly.
Would you like to see all Europeans move back to Europe? Is that what you want to see happen? What's ideal for you?
I didn't say all Europeans move back to Europe. Okay. I was very clear. I said, in the system of European occupation on the American continent.
What does that look like, though? If you could have your druthers, what would it look like?
He wants the same thing I want. I want to end the European system of occupation, which is statism.
Well, I want to end
Statism
all
comes from Europe.
occupation. I don't care if they're from Europe. I don't care if they're from Africa. I don't care if they're from China. I don't care where they're from. I don't want to be occupied by anybody.
Right.
I don't want to be told what to do by anybody. But I just want to know, Jay, what would you like to see? What is your ideal end game?
Well, first of all, let me say this. That was like a trick question. I knew I wasn't going to get an answer, but that was for people like
You
Jerome,
did get an answer. You just didn't listen to it.
The guy who called before me, Jerome, or any non-Europeans that listen to talk shows and stuff, to not expect a solution from Europeans. We are going to have to make the solution.
All right, so you're not going to answer my question, right? You're not going to actually say what you want to see happen.
What I want to see happen, I want all nations of the earth, as it was prophesied from the times of Mark the Summa, all the nations of the earth to come against the colonizer invading system, against them like a million tornadoes. Every nation.
So you want to use violence? You want to use violence against your
thing.
neighbors?
You can call it whatever you want. I want all nations of the earth. Okay, the same violence that these people, like I heard you talk about
so
Venezuela.
You do want to use violence. Thank you for the call tonight. Appreciate it. Sounds like a psychopath. 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. He'll be running for office before you know it.
I gave him an accurate answer.
Yeah, Mark did too, and he didn't want to hear it.
Yeah, the fact is that to some extent this is what the white eugenicists from 100 years ago brought upon themselves. That was the paradigm of white and non-white at war.
I just like to look at people as humans, so I'm sick of all these divisions based on bloodlines. It's ridiculous. 855-450-FREE, like freedom. This is Free Talk Live.
Remember when you first heard about Bitcoin? How long did it take you to realize this little project would soon change the world? Do you kind of wish you had gotten involved sooner? Well, now's your chance to be part of the next revolution in money. Intercoin is working to finally make crypto go mainstream. It's designed to be scalable enough to support everyday payments and even elections without the state. Bitcoin was originally supposed to be a peer-to-peer cash system, the way we would all pay one another without having to trust any third party. But instead, over time, it mostly became a store of value. That's because every 10 minutes, the Bitcoin network must put all transactions into a block, and that block can only hold so much. If crypto is to become mainstream, for everyone to use it in everyday payments, we need a new architecture, one that's as secure as Bitcoin while being far more scalable. Check out intercoin.org to find out more and maybe pick up some of those coins for yourself.
Hi, I'm Derek J. I don't want a politician to represent me. To me, government is the idea that one group of people can coerce everyone to comply with an edict or face increasing punishments up to and including death. Despite perhaps the most noble of intentions, the best government services are a far cry from what could be provided for by voluntary interactions. Besides, the people who call themselves the government wage wars and put peaceful people in jail for crimes involving no victims. If Starbucks used some of its money to drop bombs, I wouldn't shop there. So why would I support the American empire? The empire does not require my consent.
Derek J's Victimless Crime Spree. Watch it for free and order the Director's Cut DVD at victimlesscrimespree.com. That's victimlesscrimespree.com. Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. local.bitcoin.com. Some of you asked, and now we've delivered. LRN.FM's live Keene, New Hampshire studio shows are now streamed in HD on Twitch. Visit our channel at twitch.lrn.fm and give it a follow. If you have Amazon Prime, you get one free subscription on Twitch. If you use it on our channel, Twitch will give LRN.FM a monthly piece of your Prime subscription cost. So please watch, follow, share, and subscribe to twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm. On Free Talk Live, we're bringing people to the ideas of liberty every day. From wrestling superstars like Glenn Jacobs.
You guys really are having an impact, I believe. Like I said, a lot of where I am now is due to listening to Free Talk Live. You changed my mind on some very important issues years ago.
To random people tuning in on the radio.
I was kind of stuck in the left-right paradigm. I heard your show by chance on a Saturday night. From there, I went on, joined the Free State Project, and become an amplifier. So, I mean, that's really the reason why I amp is because I know that if it wasn't for you guys being on as many stations as you are, I never would have found the ideas of liberty.
Your amp will directly change more lives by getting Free Talk Live in front of people looking for talk radio online and on the air. When you amp Free Talk Live, you get perks like access to the AMP-only Facebook group and AMP podcast. Visit amp.freetalklive.com.
Now you can follow LRN.FM on the decentralized Mastodon social media platform at toot.lrn.fm, toot.lrn.fm.
It's Free Talk Live, and you can bring up whatever you want. Our toll-free number here is 855-450-FREE like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. We have the Discord call-in line rooms at discord.lrn.fm. With you in the studio tonight, Ian.
The captain.
And Mark.
And Mark, tell me, is it important to advertise during a crisis, during a difficult time?
It's the most important time because now it's less costly to get your message out to your customers. And yeah, they're going to be doing business in the future. You want branding now, today. That's how you take up mind space in people's brains, and that's what's valuable.
Free Talk Live does offer some special advertising packages in this time frame, and you can reach out to Matthew at freetalklive.com. He's the sales manager over there. That's Matthew at freetalklive.com, and he will help you out with that. Let's go back to your phone calls and thoughts here. Let's first go to Drew. He's in Myrtle Beach listening to WRNN. Go ahead, Drew. Drew in Myrtle Beach. Are you there? Drew, going once.
Drew.
Hey, we got you. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Drew.
Yes,
Drippy
sir.
Nutsack.
Huh?
Drippy Nutsack.
Oh, that sounds really lovely. So we waited 45 minutes to say that on the air.
Wow.
We go on here and we talk to David is in Jackson, Michigan, listening to WKHM. Hello, David.
Hey, how's it going, Muggs?
What's on your mind, David?
I can do better than that, Mug.
Huh?
Here's what the deal is that I just don't understand what the Black Lives Matter protests want more. Okay, you're going to be shutting out the police? You challenge the military. Trump's tough decisions. And I guess they're painting the city sidewalks here in Jackson, Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
Black Lives Matter, right in front of the jail. Main thoroughfare. And I'm trying to figure out what more do they want? Is there Black Lives Matter? But what about the number of people I see that are white that are saying Black Lives Matter? I understand. But also not wearing masks. And also, we're the birthplace of the Republican Party in Jackson, Michigan.
Okay.
And what bothers me is to see the degradation. I'm 57 now. the degradation of society. No, I'm not all that, man, but gosh darn it. This is dividing the line a hell of a lot further.
Okay. So I hear that you've got some concerns, maybe some confusion about Black Lives Matter. You feel like they're actually causing greater division. Is that right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like I gotta say, I'm not the fondest of the branding of Black Lives Matter. I feel like an opportunity was lost to use All Lives Matter rather than Black Lives Matter, and I certainly believe that there's some people within the movement that dislike people based on the color of their skin, and I think that is sad. However, I tend to think that what we're going to see is probably something positive come out of all of these protests. If we see the police who, in the United States, shoot twice as many people per capita as they do in Canada and 10 times as many as they do in Europe.
Good point.
Back off a little bit and come up with better rules for them, because it might harm black people. Rules that are applied to all of us.
Are they rules?
What's that?
Or are they laws?
Well, I think in some cases they're rules. So, for instance, it
won't matter. They don't follow them anyway.
The rules as far as how they determine whether a police officer was fearing for their life and things like that, that's not a law. That's an interpretation of a law.
Mm-hmm. Here's what I would say to what you said there, David, and that is that you suggest that it's causing division, and I might wonder if it's actually simply revealing the division that already existed. I think that what you see with Black Lives Matter and the reason why it has exploded in the way that it has in this time is because of all the groundwork that the police laid for this through their constant use of violence and threats and lying and throwing innocent, peaceful people behind bars over decades upon generations, and not just black people, but all kinds of people have been victimized by the police. The fact that this has gone on for so long and that so little has been done by the average person to speak out against this, it has been building up and building up and building up. This has always existed. The fear of the police, the disdain for the police has existed throughout my entire lifetime. People who I've known are afraid of these cops. They do not look at them as friends. You do not have to live in the ghetto to understand why the police are a threat to our liberty and why the police are a threat to the individual and their freedom to choose in their life. And so I think that Black Lives Matter has come out from that. It's not showing anything that's new. It's just showing it clearly what has existed for so long.
And the facts are that statistically speaking, more black people are arrested than any other,
as a percentage of
the population, more black people are in prison than any percentage. So,
Jackson, Michigan is a prison town.
Yes.
I mean, Cooper Street, we are in the prison.
We're losing some words from you, David. I don't know what you were just trying to say there. You're saying it's a prison town.
I guess what I'm trying to say is, it's not more education. It's that it seems like these thugs would rather, black or white, the thugs would rather get their dough from dealing drugs and guns than work for a living.
I don't know if you've ever sold drugs or guns, but I suspect that's work. You got to do work to sell drugs and guns.
There's a reason that people who are willing to take risks.
Then you got to rob a store or two.
Well, no, if you're selling drugs and guns, you should be making plenty of money. You don't need to rob stores. That's what drug addicts do.
Not me.
Right. Well, I don't know any drug dealers. I mean, I've known a lot of drug dealers over my life, and not a single one of them would go and commit a robbery because they were busy making money selling drugs.
Good point.
It's the drug users that are strung out. Thank you, David, for the call. I appreciate it. It's the strung out drug addicts that have to pay black market prices for drugs. They're the ones who go and hold up convenience
and that's the
stores.
whole cycle, right? So the illegality of drugs, be it marijuana or heroin, I don't care, whatever it is. That's what drives up the price. Driving up the price means that people who are willing to take risks will do the job. People who would otherwise have to go work at a regular job then become drug dealers. And then in order to pay these prices, $10 a hit, and I don't know how many hits you need a day or whatever the case may be, then people have to, instead of work for a living, you just can't work for a living and be a drug addict, so you have to go out and rob or turn tricks or do whatever.
If you take away the violence of the state, the government, then the drug dealers just become small businessmen, the users just become customers, and everything else can be dealt with medically as it should.
That's really what it comes down to. I'm never going to do heroin no matter how legal they make it, but if they do make it legal, then I'm not afraid of the heroin addict that might break into my house and hurt my family.
So we go on here. More of your calls and thoughts. Carlos is on the line. He's on our Discord server. Go ahead, Carlos, calling from Colorado.
How's it going, guys? So to talk about a couple of things, we're talking right now about the police, and we're talking about disparity in the way that different races see where we're at right now. And I'd like to put out the fact that all lives matter to me as a half Mexican, half Irish guy. I don't like it. Because it feels like a protest to a protest.
Wait, you're saying you don't like what? You
The
said
phrase,
I don't like
all
it.
lives matter.
Just because I feel like it's a protest to a protest. I'd
like to address that because I have a strong feeling about it too.
Hold that thought, Carlos. We'll continue here in just a moment. 855-450-FREE is our toll-free line. That's 855-450-3733. You can take control of the airwaves. Bring up whatever is on your mind here on the live Saturday edition. This is Free Talk Live.
Get healthy, not high, with 100% pure CBD powerful natural pain relief from Veterans Vitality. GCN listeners, have you ever thought about how CBD may help you? I'm sure you have heard about the many benefits of CBD. Well, here's your opportunity to try before you buy. Created by veterans and for everyone who deserves better choices, our CBD is derived from organic hemp, grown in the USA, and third-party tested. Veterans Vitality CBD saves you as much as 25 to 50% over our competition, and a portion of all sales is contributed to veteran nonprofits and events. Many of our customers have experienced improved quality of life, help with anxiety, PTSD, and overall well-being. Our products do not contain THC. They are safe, non-addictive, effective, and 100% legal. GCN listeners, get your free trial bottle of premium CBD by simply paying shipping and handling at GCNFreeCBD.com. That's GCNFreeCBD.com. Again, GCNFreeCBD.com. Offered by Veterans Vitality Premium CBD.
This is a Corona Crisis Self-Reliance Alert. If you're worried about the power grid in the current crisis and want to generate your own supply of off-the-grid electrical power, just in case, pay close attention. Here's why. A limited supply of solar backup generators will be available again in the next 2 weeks. These emergency backup systems provide life-saving electrical backup power when you get off the grid. And unlike gas generators, these solar generators run quietly, emit no fumes, and produce an endless supply of free electricity from the sun. Dangerous weather, social unrest, or overloaded grids this summer will not be a problem if you go to mysolarbackup.com and get your solar backup generator. We regret that supplies are limited and only available on a first-come, first-served basis. Check availability at mysolarbackup.com. Never suffer painful power outages again. Go to mysolarbackup.com. That's mysolarbackup.com.
The Free State Project has reached its goal of 20,000 liberty lovers who've pledged to move to New Hampshire and get active to achieve liberty in our lifetime. Perhaps you're trying to figure out what part of New Hampshire should be your destination. If so, consider Keene. You'll find more than 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com. Keene is famous for its historic, publicity-generating activism, as well as being the liberty media capital of the world. It's home to freekeene.com, New Hampshire's destination for liberty activism, news, and opinion. For years, we've been compiling over 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com, where you'll learn about some of what's happening here and what makes Keene a great place to live. If you love liberty, you'll probably enjoy anywhere you end up in the Shire. But do your due diligence first. Please visit move.freekeene.com for the full list of over 150 reasons to move to Keene. That's move.freekeene.com. So you've heard all 3 hours of the latest episode of Free Talk Live, and you're still hungry for liberty-oriented audio content? Did you know that we have another 24/7 audio stream at LRN.FM? The Liberty Radio Network airs the latest episodes of some of the best liberty-oriented podcasts on the internet around the clock. In addition to recorded content, you'll also hear live shows like Free Talk Live, originating from our Keene, New Hampshire studio. So listen anytime at LRN.FM. That's LRN.FM.
Is oral health important to you? If you don't like your own teeth, fresh breath, or kissing people, then by all means stop listening. Several years ago, I met Jessica Armand, founder and CEO of My Magic Mud, and I became passionate about the product that she created and never want to live without it. It's clinically proven to whiten teeth, but I find it does much more. They want you to love My Magic Mud as much as I do, so they're giving you a money-back guarantee plus 20% off. Go to mymagicmud.com and use coupon code FTL20 at checkout. mymagicmud.com, FTL20.
This is the Liberty Radio Network, broadcasting the latest liberty-oriented audio content 24 hours a day at LRN.FM.
Yep, it's Free Talk Live. You can bring up anything you want. Our toll-free number is 855-450-FREE like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. With you in the studio tonight, it's Ian,
the Reverend Captain Kickass,
and Mark.
And we continue here with more of your calls and thoughts. Also want to make sure to say thank you to Jenna Talia, who is...
That's hilarious.
Jenna Talia.
Yeah,
is it two names?
Got you, pal.
Is it two names? Is it like Jenna?
Yeah.
Space Talia.
Talia.
That's a new one. I hadn't seen that one in there before.
Thank you, Jenna Talia.
I think somebody changed their name. Because you can do that. You can go into your profile on the AMP system that we have on our website, and you can set whatever name you want us to refer to you by. So it doesn't have to be your legal name or whatever. So you can put whatever you want in there. So I think somebody who had a name on there might have changed it, but funny stuff. But whoever that person is a platinum amplifier, meaning they contribute $25 a month to the Free Talk Live AMP program, which stands for Advertise, Market, and Promote. It's a way to get Free Talk Live on more radio stations around the country and bring more people to the ideas of freedom, because that's what we do here 7 nights a week. And so thank you, Jenna, for your assistance with that at amp.freetalklive.com, ampamp.freetalklive.com. Carlos is still with us here on our Discord server. Carlos, go ahead with what you were saying there.
Yeah, so I guess what it boils down to is the idea to me of All Lives Matter is a protest to a protest. Now, don't get me wrong, that doesn't mean that I like BLM. I don't like the organization. The concept of Black Lives Matter, I like that because I've lived in ghettos. And that guy that was talking about, drug dealers out there are robbing. I was a drug dealer. I didn't rob people. You know, that's why I sold drugs, because I'm nonviolent, so I preferred to sell stuff voluntarily than steal, right? But I knew a lot of people when I lived in these bad areas that constantly, and they weren't bad people, they weren't drug dealers, they weren't bad individuals, but they were constantly messed with by the police.
Right.
And it's a disproportionate thing. I could walk through that neighborhood, and the only thing they're going to try to do to me is find out if I bought drugs.
Yep.
They're going to hem them up, they're going to try to plant drugs on them, they're going to mess with them. And then I step back even farther from that, and I look at the CIA and their activity in promoting drug sales and crack cocaine in the ghettos, which still I believe personally, I don't have any proof, but I personally believe it still happens to this day in one form or another, that they pump drugs into the ghettos to create high crime areas, to create turf war situations where you're going to have higher crime rates. And then the people who dog whistle are going to be able to say, oh, well, look at all the black on black crime. You know, when in reality, if you were to take a step back and look at the bigger picture, you would realize, well, that black on black crime is largely turf related and gang war related. If you were to take the drugs out of there and make them all legal, then those people have no incentive at that point to sell drugs, so there's no turf war, and everything changes.
I'm with you that I don't think you can discuss racism in America without discussing the drug war, and that's a completely fair statement. However, when it comes to your original thesis that all lives matter is a protest to a protest, okay, nothing wrong with a protest to a protest, but what do you mean when you protest this particular protest? To me, I think that somebody... the mistake was made when the people who had the decision-making power in the organizational, whatever the loose organization what is currently known today as Black Lives Matter, intentionally decided not to call their organization All Lives Matter. And,
of course.
Well, of course what?
Yeah, that's Alicia Garza and Opal Tometi, who are trained Marxists, and they've gone out and said, yes, we are trained Marxists. And you have to, in my opinion, you have to look at it the same way that you look at the Tea Party. The Tea Party was originally Ron Paul Republicans. It was very strong conservative Republicans that were leaning libertarian, that it had very little affiliation with anything religious, right? And then eventually, within months, it was taken over by the religious right. And now people only associate the Tea Party with the crazy religious right. And it's the exact same thing with Black Lives Matter. Instead of the right standing up and saying, you know what, I agree, Black Lives Matter, we need to do something about this, they let this Marxist group take over, create an organization called Black Lives Matter, and now they fund all their money to the Democrat Party. And that's what they do. That's where all the money goes to fund blue. Is exactly where money from Black Lives Matter goes to.
Sure. So I'm with you 100% on that too. Now, what I would say is if somebody takes their time to go out and protest that all lives matter and they have a sign made up and all that stuff, chances are good there's some agenda if you've got that kind of time invested in it. However, if somebody's confronted with the chant Black Lives Matter and responds, yeah, all lives matter, that person is not functionally a racist and should not be shot, as white people have been. At least one white person has been shot, and there have been posts online and signs held that say "shoot white people."
So here's the question. What do you think about white guilt? Do you think there's any basis to the idea that sometimes white people that consider themselves Caucasian, feel a sense of guilt when they think about, hey, things are definitely, I can drive through a nice neighborhood and not get messed with. I have a very less likelihood of getting messed with by the police than black people. And they know that inherently. White people, I know it. I'm half white. I know it. So do you think that there's some white guilt that happens where people hear Black Lives Matter and that white guilt kind of sets in and they're like, hey, what about me? And they say white lives matter. And it's still, no matter what, it's still a protest to
How's
their
that
protest.
Guilty? I mean, that would seem like
it's not guilty. It's white guilt. White guilt is not guilty. It's the idea that you understand somewhere deep down, you understand and realize that you experience some privilege from the fact that you are Caucasian. I experience some privilege from the fact that I'm Caucasian, even though I'm Mexican. I'm actually Mexican, but it doesn't matter. I look white, and I can talk. I can speak fluently, so people don't see me as Mexican. So it's I benefit from that white privilege, and that is what white guilt is. It's not guilty, but it's like hey, I don't like that. You're putting me on the spot here. I know that I benefit from this, so I better say something in response. That's where.
But it wouldn't seem like somebody who was feeling white guilt would say that white lives matter as a result. You would think that somebody experiencing white guilt would double up on the Black Lives Matter. They would say Black Lives Matter twice as loud,
I think that,
or something.
What he's claiming is that white guilt is something that one feels is an illegitimate response to having your white privilege pointed out. And here's what I would say regarding white privilege. White privilege, while true, is largely hokum. There are only three privileges. There's intelligence
privilege,
intelligence privilege, financial privilege, and beauty privilege. Now, we had a black man on the show. His name was Vin Armani, and that's what he said to me. I'm only repeating what he said. And the guy's 6'3" and gorgeous. I would say that being 6'3" is part of the the beauty privilege. And one can be attractive without being white, but it's sort of part of it. And when I was over in Asia, people pay a lot of money to have their skin lightened. And it seems to be a thing all around the world for whatever reason that might be. And then white people go to tanning booths. So I don't really understand.
Not a lie.
It's the truth. I don't really entirely understand all of it, but I tend to think that you can, should you wish, increase your privilege level without changing your skin color. Like, my guess would be you can affect the way you talk.
Absolutely.
I do.
So
I'm a broadcaster.
back in the day, back when I was a younger man, I used to talk like this, bro, because all my friends talk like this.
Yeah.
And that's how we all talk, because that's how it is, bro. You live in Phoenix.
What's up, SA?
And then little by little, you can still hear it sometimes when I talk, but little by little, I've brought myself away from that mentality of it's okay to have those slurs and back to the mentality of I need to speak English properly. So I get 100% that financial privilege stands above white privilege or any sort of racial privilege. Financial privilege is always going to stand above it. And what really doesn't matter in society are poor people, especially with the left. The left don't love poor people; they hate the rich. And so it's not a situation where poor people in general don't experience the exact same things that black people in general experience.
Yeah, I think that is an important point. And that's what the guys in the chat room are saying right now on the Discord server, is that there's a ton of poor white people living in poverty across
It's
the
about
United States,
class. Too. It's not about color. And that's the thing that seems so mixed up to me in the current situation.
The acronym...
It's still about color in some ways. Well, it's not about color everywhere, but if you go to New York, it's about color. If you go to LA, it's about color. If you go to Akron, Ohio, it's not about color. It's about class.
Yeah, so I think Mark touched on it. He said that the marketing is off, and it's off intentionally, I think, right? It's kind of like when governments say, like, no children left behind. If you criticize that in any way, they go, well, you hate children. Right. So if you criticize BLM in any way, like, oh, you must hate black people.
Thank you, Carlos. Great call. Appreciate hearing from you there in Colorado on our Discord lines. Sounding almost like he's sitting in the studio with us. It was great. We got more time for you. Your thoughts. Welcome. 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. Hour 3 is coming next. Anarcho Vegas 2020 is a conference about changing the world through personal actualization and creation through markets. Get inspired to better yourself and better the world. Speakers include Jim Bell, Larkin Rose, Avens O'Brien, G. Edward Griffin, Walter Block, Amanda Rockwitz, Ernie Hancock, and more. Get your tickets for just $20.20 at anarchovegas.com and use code FTL to save 10% off VIP tickets. July 19th, join Free Talk Live for anarchovegas.com.
The next generation wallet is coming from Divvy. In just a few taps, you'll be able to send, earn, spend, and exchange digital money in seconds. Send money around the globe with only a swipe. Instantly exchange between Divvy, Bitcoin, and fiat right in the mobile app and withdraw directly to your bank account. Divvy already offers the first one-tap solution for earning passive income with crypto. Multi-tiered masternodes allow everyone to partake in the network. Visit divvyproject.org. divvyproject.org. There are basically two types of advertising: direct response and branding. Radio's great for direct response with its low cost to listener ratio, but audio can't be beat for branding, which is a longer term endeavor. You want to be the first thing that someone thinks of when they think about your product or service. If you have a local business that you want kept top of mind in your community, call the station. If you need national reach, Free Talk Live's got around 200 radio stations, millions of monthly listening sessions, can suit all budgets, and if we don't think we're right for you, we'll tell you. Email me, mark@freetalklive.com.
If you want to know the latest about Free Talk Live before we go on the air, all you need to decide is how you want it delivered. It's your choice. Visit news.freetalklive.com to receive our usually weekly news updates by email. Plus, we have a Twitter account at twitter.freetalklive.com, and you can follow us on the decentralized Mastodon platform at toot.freetalklive.com. So please follow us at toot.freetalklive.com and sign up for our emails at news.freetalklive.com.
You're listening to the live edition of Free Talk Live. Hour number 3 is next after the news here on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
This is the Liberty Beat, your daily source for Liberty news and activist updates. Produced in partnership with the SNLS Network and listeners like you. Online at snlsnetwork.com. I'm Mick Murrow with your latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Gold is trading at $1,726, silver at $17.54, and Bitcoin is trading around $9,400. Today's gold, silver, and Bitcoin prices are brought to you by Brave Botanicals, high-quality kratom and CBD at reasonable prices with excellent customer service. Brave Botanicals is activist-owned and mission-driven. The Liberty Beat and Brave Botanicals believe so strongly in the power of kratom, we're giving it away for free. Just go to libertybeat.news/freekratom. This is the Liberty Beat at SNLSnetwork.com. In the news, last week in Missouri, a 25-year-old woman named Hannah Pfizer was shot and killed by an officer with the Pettis County Sheriff's Office during a routine traffic stop. Pfizer was reportedly pulled over because she was speeding and passed through a red light. The officer, who has not been named, claimed that she threatened to shoot him, but no gun was found in the vehicle. The Missouri State Highway Patrol is now working the case, claiming to be an impartial outside agency. In an initial statement from the Highway Patrol, they referred to Pfizer as a suspect instead of a victim, and accused her of threatening to shoot the deputy. However, she did not actually have a gun on her, and there is no footage from a dash cam or body cam that would corroborate the officer's story. Family and friends say she was on her way to work, and that she was a friendly person who never carried weapons. Ever wonder where we find all the news to report right here on the Liberty Beat? Visit snls.news to get the world's most censored media published all in one place. Save yourself from the endless time spent searching for reliable alternative media. SNLS News makes it quick and easy. No ads, no clickbait, just raw headlines, 24 hours a day. Visit snls.news and get informed today without the corporate media spin. Your news now continues. In a seeming reversal on Facebook's position that it would not remove political speech, the social media giant removed 88 ads on Thursday, posted by the accounts of President Donald Trump, Vice President Mike Pence, and the Trump campaign, on the grounds that they violated company policies against organized hate. The identical ads went after leftists and so-called Antifa, or anti-fascist groups, that prominently featured an inverted red triangle outlined in black, a symbol that Nazi German authorities used during World War II to identify political dissenters who were incarcerated in concentration camps. Other versions of the ad that are visible in Facebook's ad library use identical language and alternative clip art, such as exclamation points and stop signs. In a statement, Trump campaign spokesperson Tim Murtaugh defended the use of the Nazi symbol by claiming that it's an emoji that's widely used by activists opposed to fascism. The Vallejo Police Department was warned by rushing to purchase a cell site simulator without first crafting a use policy. The agency sidestepped its legal duty to transparency. Now, Oakland Privacy has filed a first-of-its-kind suit to ensure the public has a say in how such controversial surveillance technology is deployed in their communities. Activist Post reports that cell site simulators are devices that police use to gather information from cell phones, typically to locate, identify, and track people. Also known as IMSI catchers, the devices pretend to be cell phone towers in order to trick phones into connecting to them. The technology is so controversial that in 2015, the California legislature stepped in and passed Senate Bill 741, a law that ensures a police department cannot acquire cell site simulator usage without a city council first approving a detailed policy. In mid-March, amid COVID-19 shelter-in-place orders, the Vallejo City Council approved a $766,000 purchase of a cell site simulator manufactured by KeyW. Support for the Liberty Beat is brought to you by the Homestead Guru. The Homestead Guru is an educational website offering tips, tools, news, stories, and commentary on everything homesteading. Topics include green homes, gardening, animal husbandry, do-it-yourself, home remedies, alternative energy, survivalism, unschooling, and more. Those details are found online at thehomestead.guru. This is the Liberty Beat, powered by the SNLS Network at snlsnetwork.com. I'm Mick Murrow, reporting for the Liberty Beat, reminding you, spread liberty with a smile.
Over 60% of employers are now checking online amateur pornography of potential job candidates. Is it fair to base hiring decisions on an applicant's online porn?
Now, this is not fair at all. For instance, if there's a red tube video of my girlfriend slapping me and choking me and riding me, that shouldn't be an indication that I'm going to lack leadership in a work situation.
Yeah, but Duncan, it's going to be hard to convince an employer who's masturbating to that video otherwise.
Exactly. My potential employer might see all those videos of my husband tying me up and having his way with me, and then they're going to think that I'm not going to be assertive enough for the job.
I mean, if you don't want to jeopardize the content of your porn, you can always shoot from the eyes down.
Oh, but that's not the same if you cover the eyes. That's where the innocence is.
So am I supposed to leave an orgy just because someone shows up with a camera?
No one's saying you should leave an orgy.
Right.
It's more complicated.
So now if I go to a party, I wear something like this in case that situation comes
See,
up again.
I like that. I actually shoot my porn in sepia tone and make it look old-timey, so if people see it, they'll think it's my grandfather and not me.
This is the Onion News Network.
Free Talk Live.
It's Free Talk Live, and we're kicking off the third hour of this live Saturday edition of the show with you tonight. It's Ian,
the captain,
and Mark.
We're going to go back into your phone calls. In fact, the phones are completely full right now. So if you're getting a busy signal, you can always install the Discord app on your phone or laptop device or desktop computer and connect to our Discord server where you can interact with other Free Talk Live listeners basically around the clock. There's almost always somebody in there talking about something in a variety of different chat rooms. But during the show, there's 4 rooms there on the Discord server that are audio rooms. You can join one of those rooms, and then we'll join you there, and you'll sound almost like you're sitting here with us. We're going to go back to your calls and thoughts. We've been talking, well, earlier in the show we talked about the mask situation where some of the mask people have managed to get AMC theaters to reverse their decisions to not enforce mandatory masks. Now AMC is not just saying that it was going to recommend masks. They're saying it's going to be a mandate that you must wear a mask. Now maybe they're going to do it like Mark's.
They use the word mandate?
Yes. Yeah, they've changed their perspective. Their earlier perspective was that they would not force customers, but they would recommend that customers use the masks.
Right.
Now they're saying that you must have a mask. You will be required to wear a mask if you go into AMC.
They said they didn't want it. They said that because they didn't want to be political, but then they allowed political opinion to sway them.
They sure did. And, you can't blame a business owner for being responsive to what they consider the market to be wanting. And according to polls, supermajority of Americans seem to like the masks. So
we here at Free Talk Live, we're fine with you listening to the show without a mask on.
Yeah, totally fine with that. In fact,
Free Talk Lives matter.
I make a point of thanking people for not wearing masks when I'm out and about.
Yeah.
I was at a restaurant today. I won't say which one, but I was at a restaurant today, and I said thank you to the person who happens to be one of the owners, but he was also the one serving us in that case. I said thank you for not. I just want to say thank you for not wearing a mask, and he went off on how ridiculous all this mask nonsense is, and all these mandates, and all the crackdowns and rules, and the garbage they've been shoving down business owners' throats.
I got a photo from a family member recently of a family member who had a milestone birthday, we'll say that. And all of the photos that I got sent, nobody was wearing a mask. People were hugging, holding hands, that kind of thing. And it was so refreshing to see.
Yeah, thank God they weren't doing the drive-by birthday party, which some people did a couple months ago. Did you hear about that crap?
They allowed that to occur for anybody that wanted to come by.
Just
and say
leave gifts.
Happy birthday, but
that's what they did.
Well, people literally chuck gifts out the window onto the lawn and
here you go, Johnny. All right, we love you. Bye. Going on here, now they're doing it with the graduation signs. Have you seen those around town? Or, you haven't seen those around town? They're all over the place.
I think they're great. I think that they should continue doing that. I mean, what a way to celebrate whomever it is in your family that has graduated from whatever government indoctrination center they've graduated from. I mean, it's awesome, I think.
Is it awesome?
Yeah.
Seems kind of lame to me.
Whatever. If you want.
I generally think graduation's lame, period. Like, I skipped my high school graduation and didn't go to that crap. So I tend to think that anything associated with is lame, but I think this is pretty lame, too. We go on here, your calls and thoughts. You can bring... The whole society is extra, extra lame now, more so than it ever has been. I mean, they're talking about doing drive-in concerts. There was a news story this week about a drive-in rave.
I wonder what the mosh pit's going to look like.
It's not.
Yeah. I mean, unless they... do the thing where they put everybody inside of those
bubble boys,
bubble balls. Right?
Now that actually sounds like fun. Like if you could go run up against people.
You're gonna get hurt though.
How would you get hurt in a big old bubble like that?
Whiplash.
That's possible.
I've never done it before, so I can't speak to it. We go to, again, your calls here. Let's talk to Kirby. He's in Indianapolis, listening online via YouTube. Go ahead, Kirby.
Hey, what's up, fellas?
Hey, Kirby.
Man, I just got a comment on cats like Jerome and Jay. Jerome needs to quit worrying about which pervert is in office, because in the end, they're all figureheads. They're liars, and they're not going to do what they told you they were going to do.
Absolutely.
Jay needs to get up off that hate. I understand where it comes from. Brother Malcolm referred to it as the hate that hate made.
You're talking about, for listeners that are just tuning in, you're talking about Jay, who called in last hour with some very hostile-sounding questions about Europeans leaving the United States or somehow ending an occupation or whatever, and it sounded like he really hated Europeans, but he kept dodging around.
It sounded like he wanted white people to leave America.
Answering that, but what do you go ahead, Kirby.
He sounds like what they call a Hebrew Israelite. Don't know if you're familiar with them, but they're black folks who are stuck on the Bible and think that black folks are the original Jew, and that when Jesus comes back, he's going to start a race war. Black folks will win and enslave all.
If you think
people.
Jesus is going to start a race war, I'm just going to suggest you haven't really understood the message that Jesus was trying to convey.
If Jesus does start a race war, suddenly I'm changing sides.
To what side?
Whatever side Jesus is on.
Well, if Jesus starts a race war, I'm going to eat my own gun because I can't deal with that.
I heard you.
I don't blame you, man.
I have an issue with religion. Religion is the biggest problem we have. All this racist garbage is essentially in the Quran, the Bible, and the Torah.
Really?
Those three books have justified hating people for this reason or that reason. They're the only three. These are three religions that have never said it's wrong to own another human being.
Right. There's the thing. That's the thing that I really got a problem
tell you
with.
How to treat your slave.
Yeah. Huh. And Jesus could have, right? So God walks among us, and slavery is either right or wrong. God could have just mentioned, maybe even written down. That'd be awesome, right? Written down.
Hey, stop this stuff.
Slavery's wrong. Yeah. Wash your hands after you poop. Be nice to each other. Like, that would be really awesome.
Wear
had
a
he done
mask.
that. Yeah.
Kidding.
That was on the one tablet of the 15 commandments that got dropped and broken.
All right, Kirby, anything else you want to share? He's gone.
Just that I wish people would start to think for themselves.
Yeah, me too.
Believe in the garbage.
Just doesn't seem like.
And by the way, I'm not putting on a mask.
Good for you, brother. I appreciate that. I'm with you, and I am also not going to be putting on a mask. Thank you for the call tonight. The toll-free number here is 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. Mike is in Bowling Green, Kentucky, listening to WKCT. Go ahead, Mike. Hello?
Mike?
Somebody's there. Just heard somebody put their phone down or pick up their phone. Hello? Person who's picking up their phone.
Oh, yeah.
You're on the air. Is your name Mike?
Yes, sir, it is.
You're on the radio, Mike. Go ahead.
Okay, thanks for taking my call.
Yes, sir.
I'm a first-time caller and long-time listener.
Welcome.
I listen to you every Saturday night.
Thank you. What do you want to share?
Well, I just wanted to ask you guys. First of all, I'm pro-life and pro-gun, and I'm a Trump supporter. I'm probably maybe already your enemy. I don't know.
Well,
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
I mean, I don't like to think of myself as having enemies. There are people with whom I disagree on things, but if I can disagree with somebody without them wanting to kill me, then they're not my enemy.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
I just wanted to ask you. Of course, you know all this big mess across the country. There's rioting and stuff, but you know they're taking down or tearing down our statues left and right, and you know those things have been there for you know decades, maybe some of them 100 years, and they're just tearing them down, and the government or whoever just lets them get away with it like it's no big deal. But you know. These guys, the Federalists, you know, they in the Civil War, they fought for what they believed in, just like our soldiers did in Vietnam. You know, I'm a Vietnam vet. My brother was a Vietnam veteran. My dad served in the
completely
war.
Pointless wars, mind you. The Civil War, entirely destructive, self-destructive, and completely unnecessary. Slavery would have ended on its own volition over time, which is how it ended in the rest of the world for the most part. And, of course, Vietnam was also a completely unnecessary war that ended up with, 50,000 U.S. soldiers dead for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you, But you know, my point is these guys were doing, you know, they were doing what they were told to do, and I don't know if they all believed in it or not, but they were drafted. My brother was drafted.
Yeah, unfortunately, and Mike, thank you for the call tonight. I appreciate hearing from you. Doing what you're told to do is not a virtue. because that will lead to tyrannical, horrifying things happening, as it has happened in so many times across the planet. I think all the statues ought to come down. All the war statues, bring them all down. There's more coming up here in moments. If you want to buy one and keep it on your property, then you should do that. More coming up.
So now I've got this pack of 4 Shar-Pei rescue dogs for, oh my goodness, probably 5-6 years. They get a regular diet of Dinovite with every meal.
DINOVITE.com.
People remark on what beautiful coats they've got. I tell them, you don't need to wait until a problem presents itself. It's far better to keep the dog happy and healthy at all times.
You won't believe how happy your dog will be.
I get my Dinovite from DINOVITE.com.
Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. local.bitcoin.com.
Got shaving irritation? Shave Secret shaving oil can help stop it. Shave Secret doesn't cost much and is an all-American product. My name is Chuck Howard, and I developed Shave Secret and pioneered its use starting back in 1991. Ingrown hairs drove me nuts for years. Shaving oil changed all that. Why put up with ingrown hair, bumps, red rash, nicks, and cuts? Shave Secret provides men and women with what we believe is the best shave ever. Our proprietary blend of 100% natural base and essential oils, plus a hint of menthol, was designed to help eliminate shaving irritations like ingrown hairs, bumps, red rash, nicks, and cuts. We'll lose those shaving irritations. Available at Super Walmart, H-E-B, Wegmans, Giant Eagle, Discount Drug, Navy and Marine Exchanges, Amazon, and ShaveSecret.com. Use the code FTL for Free Talk Live and get a discount. Shave Secret, the best shave ever.
This is Michael Dean from the Freedom Fiends. I've run websites since 1996 and have used over a dozen web hosts in that time. AgristHosting.com is the only one that hasn't broken my heart. Agrist Hosting's uptime and service is stellar, and their DDoS mitigation is the best I've seen. That's important because if you tell the truth in this world, you'll ruffle feathers. And some people will try dirty tricks to silence your voice. No matter what the haters hit us with, Agrist Hosting keeps our websites online. If you have a mission-critical commercial presence or a world-changing activism site, you cannot tolerate any skullduggery. So go with AgristHosting.com. Have a WordPress or blog site, but you're not satisfied with performance or uptime? Or just want raw hosting? Want to pay with Bitcoin? Agrist Hosting specializes in high-performance hosting with personalized service. Go to AgristHosting.com and click on the button that says Get Hosted. That's AgristHosting.com.
LRN.FM now has a Discord. Discord is a free text and voice chat platform, and we now have our own server with a bunch of channels at discord.lrn.fm. You can join other listeners as they chat about various things during our live shows, or anytime, day or night. Discord software is available cross-platform, so you can have it on whatever device you want and take your chats anywhere. Join our Discord at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
Looking for a great real estate investment? Consider New Hampshire, which is ground zero for the Liberty Movement. Your first call should be to Mark Worden from Porcupine Real Estate. He's more than just a real estate agent. He's your New Hampshire concierge. Where are the best places to live? Do you want farm, city, the burbs, or forest? Do you want a duplex or multifamily building so that renters pay your mortgage? There are homes in all price ranges in New Hampshire, and Mark can help with financing too. Invest in Liberty and property. Mark Worden can help.
PorcupineRealEstate.com.
You can sign up to receive the latest about the Liberty Radio Network via our email updates at updates.lrn.fm. That's updates.lrn.fm.
This is Free Talk Live, and it's the live Saturday edition. You're invited to take control of the airwaves here. Bring up whatever you want. Our number, 855-450, free like freedom. Whether you want to talk about the mask people winning the fight against AMC theaters. Now AMC saying they're going to mandate masks to go to their theaters starting when they reopen in July. It's Ian, Captain Kickass, and Mark here in the studio tonight. Or you can just bring up whatever's on your mind. We're going to go back to your phone calls and thoughts, but I do want to say thanks to Bitcoin.com. That's where you can go to learn about cryptocurrency, like Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. They've got a great introductory setup there at Bitcoin.com. Plus, if you're not new to Bitcoin and you want to get the latest news headlines and such, you can do that as well. They've got a great news site at news.bitcoin.com. So get on over to Bitcoin.com and start learning about cryptocurrency stuff. Now, Mark, you wanted to comment further before we go right back into the calls. You wanted to comment on this whole statues being torn down. The last caller was from the South. He was upset.
I'm from the South, too.
Seeing some statues be torn down from the Civil War.
Right. I don't support statues being torn down. Let me make that clear. Somebody destroying a statue.
What about Saddam Hussein's statue in Iraq?
Somebody who destroying a statue that does not belong to them.
Who does it belong to?
Who does what belong to?
The statues.
Of Saddam Hussein?
Any old statues in a public park or public location. Aren't those public?
Well, I'm not entirely sure that's true. In many cases, the statues were donated. In case of Christopher Columbus, all over America in the early 20th century, the Italian-American clubs would donate Christopher Columbus statues. And
well, when you donate a thing, you no longer have control over it.
I hear you, but they paid for it, and the people who knocked the head off of it didn't. So,
well, they paid taxes for years and years and years.
For what? The 6x6
for the parks,
6x6 spot that the statue sits on.
The parks are upkept by
the maintenance of the
money.
Statues too.
Yeah.
The statues do
Somebody's
require
in there
maintenance.
doing maintenance on that.
Okay, again, what my opinion stands. I do not support the destruction of statues. In many cases, these statues are being destroyed by people who put nothing into them, and the people who are doing them didn't pay taxes.
Everybody pays taxes.
These are people barely out of their parents'.
Everybody pays taxes. If you pay rent, you're paying taxes.
I don't care about the third
you buy stuff at
of
the
a
store,
cent that you paid towards the Christopher Columbus statue. Okay? I don't like Christopher Columbus as a historical figure.
He's a murderer.
Right? No shortage of that.
Yeah.
So, what I'm saying is statues, again, you can see any statue is divisive. As a, Republican.
That's why I say take them all down.
That's why I say it too.
I don't think you're wrong in that, it might be a nice thing to offer the Italian Americans to come and get their statue of Christopher Columbus, kind of give them first dibs on it.
I think it is.
But otherwise, I think they should give it to the highest bidder.
Right. If the government paid for the statue and the statue is of a human being, then that statue should be put off for auction. If the statue is some kind of, like that bull that's in New York, all right? I don't think people are upset about bulls, and I think the bull is good, right?
I think you could repurpose it as the Schlitz Malt Liquor Bowl.
And but when it comes to these statues, like in Africa, they tore down a statue of Gandhi. You can't make people happy with who the person is.
Okay, take them all down.
So I believe, at least from the caller and from the news blurbs that I've seen, the whole bit about tearing down the statues is that it's supposed to be something like, getting rid of the symbols of slavery.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm all for that. Now, if you're going to tear down the statues and the monuments to slavery, then I suggest you start at every state capitol, the Pentagon, the White House, for example, and you just go ahead and topple those because those are all monuments and symbols of slavery.
Absolutely. Take them all down.
I reject that particular notion.
Good coat of fire will fix that.
Right. So slavery, there's a statue of Vercingetorix in Paris.
Who's that?
He is a Gaul that fought against Caesar. Both sides own slaves. It's not like good, bad, or indifferent. Slavery is basically the human condition for the last 10,000 years. The idea of a free man is a pretty unique thing.
And statism is the vehicle by which the slavery has continued even to this day.
100%. So if you want to buy the statue and you want to put that statue prominently displayed on private property,
fine.
As far as I'm concerned, blow the head off of anybody who wants to come and deface your statue. And I think that's completely fair. Turn it into strawberry jam.
If it's on private property, then it should be nobody else's business. But if it's on public property, I say they all should be taken down and auctioned and let the highest bidders take them. And maybe the highest bidders would be Black Lives Matter, and they would say, melt the statue down in some sort of public desecration or whatever. That's fine.
That's what happened with the Berlin Wall, right? You could buy, I think you probably still can buy pieces of the Berlin Wall, maybe not from Germany. I don't know how you get your pieces of the Berlin Wall.
Somebody will sell you one.
But, somebody's offended by the notion that the Berlin Wall is being sold
I got some
pieces.
broken concrete back there. I can sell you that.
I actually went to the prison that I was at for many years and got a chunk of concrete from the building I worked at.
Huh.
How'd
you do that?
They were tearing it down.
So you went there as they were tearing it down?
Yeah, I happened to be there.
Okay.
Well, there was no one there.
Sweet.
Just drove up and picked up a chunk of rock.
You still have it?
Yep.
All right, we go back to your calls and thoughts. Peter is in California. You're on Free Talk Live. Hello, Peter. Peter, California, going once. Peter in California, going twice. All right, we're just going to put Peter back on hold. We'll see.
Peter Griffin.
Maybe he'll come back later. Bad Slave is on the line in New Hampshire. You're on Free Talk Live. Hello, Bad Slave.
Bad Slave.
Hey, thanks for taking my call.
Yes, sir.
Listen, I wanted to put in that a couple of questions here, real short, yes or no's. And the question would be, do children have high curiosity? Are
yes,
people that
generally.
are kids, are they born curious?
Generally.
Yes, I agree. And, and parents they generally like that. And the other thing would be, is not the delivery of data, which is learning, is not the delivery of data, the cost of that, approaching zero?
Certainly, in the information age, it does cost near to zero to deliver gigabytes upon terabytes of data. I mean, it doesn't cost much at all.
The most profitable one-person businesses are information services. You write a book about something, you're an expert in an area, you put that out, it costs almost nothing for duplication on the internet, and it's almost pure profit.
There you go. So all of us are in agreement. The next thing would be, do people, are they better off staying at a private institution or even home, or are they better off being corralled in a big yellow bus and hauled to a place where a lot of harm gets done? The government schools.
You're suggesting government schools are a really bad way for learning to happen, and I happen to agree with you on that. Certainly,
I think they're intended so that both parents have to go out and earn wages, so that they have to pay taxes on those wages, so that they have more money that they can pay more taxes with.
Yep. Thanks, Bad Slave, for the call tonight. And if you care about your kids, you should get them out of government school, whether it's unschooling or homeschooling or some other alternative. That's a better choice. More coming up.
The next generation wallet is coming from Divvy. In just a few taps, you'll be able to send, earn, spend, and exchange digital money in seconds. Send money around the globe with only a swipe. Instantly exchange between Divvy, Bitcoin, and fiat right in the mobile app, and withdraw directly to your bank account. Divvy already offers the first one-tap solution for earning passive income with crypto. Multi-tiered masternodes allow everyone to partake in the network. Visit DivvyProject.org. DivvyProject.org. The Monetary Evolution comes to Las Vegas. Crypto Vegas is a one-day event featuring some of the brightest and most innovative minds in blockchain technology. Juan Galt, Anastasia Sergeyevna, Lynn Ulbrich, Jim Bell, Elise Sam, Float CEO Kingsley Edwards, and more. Tickets start at $20.20, and you can save 10% on VIP tickets using code FTL at CryptoVegasConference.com. July 18th, join Free Talk Live at CryptoVegasConference.com.
We have some good news. The indictments against Ross Ulbricht in the District of Maryland were dismissed with prejudice, meaning they can never be refiled. This is especially good because those indictments contain the only charge ever made that Ross engaged in murder for hire. This was a serious allegation that Ross Ulbricht denies. It was never prosecuted or ruled on by a jury, but was trumpeted by the federal government and the media as if it were proven fact. The Maryland court held these indictments for almost 5 years, poisoning Ross's case and leaving him under a cloud of unproven allegations. As explained in Ross's appeal to the Supreme Court, the fact that the judge used these allegations to give Ross a draconian sentence of double life without parole violated his Sixth Amendment right to a jury trial. Judges are required to issue sentences based on convictions decided by a jury, not unproven allegations never even charged at trial. Although this is a positive development, the dropped indictment will not set Ross free. Now, a presidential pardon is Ross's only hope of freedom. Sign the petition at freeross.org. freeross.org.
Are you tired of governments murdering people around the world? Stop using their money. There is an alternative. Bitcoin is a stateless, free market, non-political currency. Bitcoin cannot be inflated or controlled by any government. By using their money, you are helping the state. You have an incredible alternative available now. Learn it, use it, spread it. Get started with Bitcoin at Bitcoin.com. That's Bitcoin.com.
The LRN.FM social media channels have been revamped. We've eliminated Facebook and focused on other platforms like Twitter and Mastodon, the decentralized alternative to Twitter. On our accounts, you'll find posts from multiple LRN.FM show hosts together in one place. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.lrn.fm, or better yet, move to the decentralized Mastodon social media platform at toot.lrn.fm, toot.lrn.fm. I think you'll like it.
Amid the catastrophic economic crisis spurred by Tuesday's release of This Christmas, the new holiday-themed album by John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John, economic experts told reporters today the Christmas CD has quickly plunged the nation into a double-dip recession.
When investors learned that one-time screen couple John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John had reunited after 35 years for an album of timeless Christmas classics, investors had no choice but to pull money from markets immediately. We were already on shaky ground with the collapse of the U.S. subprime mortgage market and the reversal financial crisis in Europe, but consumer confidence plummeted after Americans saw the new album with a picture of Travolta and Olivia Newton-John holding cups of hot cocoa. We believe that when other countries find out the album features a Christmas song that pays tribute to summer nights, we could be looking at a global contagion. This is the blackest day on Wall Street in 2 decades.
This is the Onion News Network.
What's up next? Visit the Liberty Radio Network program guide to find out at shows.lrn.fm. That's shows.lrn.fm.
Free Talk Live, you dial toll free. Take control of the airwaves here. Our number 855-450-FREE, like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. We have the Discord call-in line rooms over at discord.lrn.fm. Here in the studio tonight, it's Ian,
the Reverend Captain Kickass,
and Mark.
And we will continue here. What do you want to talk about? Statues being toppled or masks and the freedom to not wear them, and how it seems like most Americans are in favor of masks.
Hey, I'm going to start a new political party.
What's that?
It's called the Mr. T Party.
I pity the fool.
I pity the fool who votes.
Well, voting usually doesn't make a difference either way. And one thing's for sure, if you don't vote, they're going to continue to try to rule you either way.
Right. But in order to be part of the party, you must have a mohawk and wear a bunch of chains.
That'd be pretty awesome. Mark had a mohawk once.
Nice. When I was in high school.
Yeah. You thought about bringing it back?
Did I?
No, I was going to say, have you thought about bringing it back?
I'd do it for a charity fundraiser.
I was going to say, would you do it for like a charity thing? If
charity fundraiser,
we raise
sure.
X for this cause, then Mark will sport the mohawk?
Ooh, that's pretty cool. That's a cool idea.
People can email me their thoughts on which charities. I tend to like St. Jude, children's cancer research.
So we go back to your phone calls and thoughts. You can bring up what you want. Alberta is on the line, calling from Texarkana. Hello, Alberta.
Hello, hi. How y'all doing?
Good. Hey, Alberta. You're on the air.
Young man, I know I got to make it short. My kids say I talk a long time. Look, young man, I am 92 years old.
Good
wow,
heavens.
you sound really peppy.
Yeah, you're
I do.
Yeah, you
You
do.
do.
I haven't been to this station very long here because, being a TV fan or something, I watch television, but I begin to listen to the radio a lot. And I've listened to y'all's part of the radio, and I like what I hear, and I do want you to know that I've lived on both sides of the fence. Mm-hmm. From what I hear, the conversations and the questions and the comments and, the griefs and the woes and whatever,
mm-hmm.
I've lived on both sides of the fence. Since what is this, 19th of June or
it is
yesterday?
20th,
whatever.
20th of June. Close enough.
Yes, sir. The one of them. I know. I
do.
know. Yes. And as I've said, I've lived both sides of the fence. But I want you young men to know, I'm so glad to hear. I didn't know that a lot of the people minds don't like they do. I didn't know that.
And what do you mean when you say that? What specifically are you referring to?
I mean, it's a pro and a con. Look like to me it's well, maybe because I'm a believer. Why I'm finna say what I say. I'm a believer.
Mm-hmm.
I have not always been one.
And when you say you're a believer, in what are you believing?
I believe in the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost.
Okay. I could have jumped to that conclusion, but I didn't want to. I just wanted to make sure that that's what you were talking about.
That's all right. You can ask me. I love for you to ask me something.
Sure. Well, I'm still not clear what issue it is that you're calling about. I mean, we've discussed a few things tonight.
I am calling about the attitudes of the people. Not just, look, I have no black, white, red, or yellow, but when you go back 100 years, you can't find a pure-blooded black nowhere.
Okay.
Do you understand that?
I have heard the stories, and it's and most of them are unfortunate.
Yes. No pure black blood for the past 100 years.
And that's okay. I mean, I'm not a pure European guy either,
whatever.
right? Like I've got Jewish blood in me, and that's okay too.
Hey,
we're all human beings.
Young man, look, that's not on my record. That's not even in my mind. As far as that, some of everything, black, white, and red.
Okay. We're all red inside.
And I
don't mean communist.
I have no problem. That's really, I'm amazed. Look, I'm just amazed at what I hear from the people. That's all.
Well, they are always surprising. Hey, it's a great call, Alberta. I appreciate hearing from you.
I just want y'all to know I listen to y'all.
Good. Well, we're glad you're out there.
Call again sometime.
I would love to hear from you again. Thank you, Alberta.
What a sweetheart.
Yeah, what a
she's
pleasant,
awesome.
What a pleasant caller. 92 years old. I love firecrackers, man, like that. I love a good firecracker old lady.
I just hope I'm cognizant of that.
Right. You're drooling.
Yeah.
Somebody's wiping you.
Yep.
All right, so let's continue here. We got Peter. He's trying again in California. Hopefully the second time is the charm. Peter, are you with us?
Yeah, hopefully you can hear me.
We have you now. Go ahead, sir.
Cool. Sounds good. Hey, I wanted to let you know with the mandatory mask order here in California, at least where I'm at, I can go to a hardware store this morning. You know, if you go to a Home Depot, Walmart, everyone's wearing, they mandate masks. But the small places, you can still go and no one's wearing masks.
Okay.
And so you can really pick and choose where you patronize.
Now, tell me, when you say they mandate masks, if you walk into a Walmart without a mask, will they refuse service to you?
Absolutely.
They'll tell you to leave?
There's a person at the door that is waiting for you, and I watch people walk up without masks, and he asks you to leave. Wow. And so you know, if you don't have a mask, you have to go home.
Can I get some general idea where you're living? Are you like in L.A. or are you in Humboldt County?
We are in Central California in the farming district.
Okay.
Bakersfield, California, probably the biggest city around us. You know, people got bigger things to worry about here than the virus floating around. So,
country folks and city folks. I mean, this is just the divide.
Big difference.
Interesting.
And so I can go to the local hardware store, no one wearing masks. They're not going to kick me out. Local restaurant, not going to kick me out.
Excellent.
So it's kind of nice. I enjoy it.
I'm glad to hear that. Now, the governor's order about the masks was pretty fresh, right? Didn't that go into place Friday or something like that?
2 or 3 days ago. But some of the comments I've seen around town are expletive the governor. So,
expletive the governor.
So
I think that should be a word. I think they should put it on my tombstone.
Yeah, that's the phrase going around. So
all right, good. Well, I'm glad to hear that there's some disobedience going on in California, Peter.
I love it.
Anything else you want to share about your
have a good night,
experience
guys.
out there? All right, man. Thanks, man. I appreciate
No,
it.
that's
All right, we go on. Mark's in Tallahassee, listening to WVFT on the FM band. Hello, Mark.
Hi.
Hey.
I was just listening to your comment about it doesn't matter who you vote for. And, you know, I do take some exception to that.
Okay.
You know, because there was a big difference between Clinton and Trump. There's a big difference between Carter and Reagan. You know,
the bombs keep dropping. We keep,
Not under Carter, they didn't.
I'm pretty sure bombs did drop.
Let me
under
defend
Carter.
my statement. I mean, I appreciate where you're coming from. I think there might be some difference between the two parties, but that doesn't change my statement that it doesn't matter for whom you vote. And let me defend it. And I'm going to defend it, I'm going to give you superpowers. I'm going to give you 50 votes. And allow you to travel through time and space. You may now place your 50 votes right now at this very moment in any state, in any election for the last 250 years. Have you changed the results, sir?
it's a cumulative effect, sort of like.
Oh, I got it. I see. You don't want to answer my question. I got you. Look. I've had this conversation over and over again with my mom, you know, because it's like, but you gotta vote. It doesn't matter if I vote. My statement is, your vote doesn't make a difference, and I stand behind my statement. It doesn't make a difference. I gave you 50 votes and gave you the ability to place them anywhere in time and space in the U.S. election. And you know, as well as I do, that 50 votes will not change the result of any one of the state elections.
Mark. Okay, I've seen local candidates win by less than 50 votes.
I meant presidential. If I wasn't clear on presidential, yes, it will make a difference.
You do remember the election with, who was it, Gore and Bush?
Yep.
And it was.
It's like 142.
Just by a few thousand votes out of how many million?
Yep. But your vote still wouldn't make a difference.
And you know what would have happened, Mark? If Gore had gotten in instead, there still would have been wars. There still would have been taxes.
Yep. Between
there
those
still
two, I don't think they're that big of a difference. But
regulations. I mean, there's no difference between these people.
You'd probably have one of those global warming taxes, though.
If you want, Mark, you can stand by. We can continue the discussion here in a moment, because I'm not against voting. I just don't think that I agree with Mark that at a federal level, it doesn't make much of an impact at all.
Silver has always been nature's very own antibiotic, and only one system allows you to generate an endless supply of natural silver solutions. SilverLungs.com. You'll find no wild claims or pseudoscience, just a lifetime of nano-sized pure silver solutions. The Silver Lungs generator allows you to make your own, so stop paying for silver solutions. The unique lung delivery system targets respiratory infections where other silver solutions simply cannot reach. See the Silver Lungs generator and lung delivery system at SilverLungs.com. That's SilverLungs.com.
You know what's really smart?
Wash your hands frequently, practice social distancing, and stay home if told to do so.
You know what's really dumb?
To ignore your immune system.
Right now, more than ever, your health depends on a strong immune system.
The experts at Immunocorp will give you their 7-step guide to immunity for life, free.
Why? Because we want you to be smart and healthy.
Simply call 800-446-3063 or click immunityforlife.com.
Immunocorp has been producing the world's leading immune system products for more than 2 decades.
To get your free 7-step guide to immunity for life, call 800-446-3063. 800-446-3063.
Be smart. Don't ignore your immune system. Your life depends on it.
Call 800-446-3063 or click immunityforlife.com. Immunityforlife.com.
Houseflies defecate every 4 to 5 minutes, spreading diseases and germs. Protect your food and your health with Bug Assault, a miniaturized shotgun which utilizes ordinary table salt as ammunition. Non-toxic, no batteries required. Only $39.95. Use discount code GCN and get an extra 10% off your purchase at bugassault.com. Fire your fly swatter. Get your Bug Assault today.
Excuse me, is this where I get a license to start a new business?
I wouldn't be hasty. You have to get a license to go out of business, too, you know.
Oh, well, look, I've invented this little anti-gravity machine, see?
Oh, is that why you're walking 2 inches above the floor?
Oh, yes, it's very comfortable. It saves on shoe leather.
Yeah, well, you have to fill out these forms and report to the Human Services Department of Manpower Orientation and register with the Fair Employment Practice Commission, the Wage and Hour Division of the Employment Standards Administration, the State Sales and Income Tax Division, the Internal Revenue Service, and the Social Security Administration of the Department of Health, Education, and Welfare, and, of course, OSHA.
OSHA? I thought that was a little town in Wisconsin.
You'll find out. Say, floating around like that could be dangerous. Have you checked with the Consumer Product Safety Commission?
Well, not yet.
Come to think of it, you actually are flying, aren't you? Look, you need to go over to the Federal Aviation Administration and the Transportation...
It's very hard to get anything done these days if you're in business, but free enterprise built this country. Think what could happen if we don't keep it free. A public service of this station and the Center for the Defense of Free Enterprise, Bellevue, Washington.
Besides, we just can't have people floating about unregulated, you know.
There are lots of ways to listen to Free Talk Live. Our podcast has been around since podcasts began, and now the FTL feed is loaded with content besides our full show archives. Did you know that we make it easy for you to customize your podcast subscriptions? We have different feeds, one that includes only our full shows, one with just the Daily Digest, and our main feed that includes everything. You decide what you listen to. It's quick and easy to customize your feeds at feeds.freetalklive.com. That's feeds.freetalklive.com. So you've signed the Shire Society Declaration and are planning your move to New Hampshire to be around more liberty-oriented people. Next, sign up for the Shire Society Forum at forum.shiresociety.com. There are a bunch of people there who are already in the Shire, and they want to meet you. If you're already in the Shire physically, you should also come by the forums. Remember, not everyone uses Facebook. New people are signing up for the Shire Society Forum every month, so drop in and say hello at forum.shiresociety.com.
Join the LRN.FM Discord for live chat 24/7 at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
Free Talk Live. Moments remain. Maybe enough time for you. If you get on the line right now, our number 855-450 free like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. We have the Discord call-in line rooms there at discord.lrn.fm. You want to weigh in? Now is your chance. If you don't get in now, well, you can do it again tomorrow night on the live Sunday edition from 7 to 10 at night Eastern Time. And if you don't get in there, well, then you're going to have to come to Fork Fest for the next 2 weeks, and maybe you can sit in with us in person and comment, because otherwise we won't be able to take any calls starting Monday for 2 weeks.
Come to Fork Fest, party with the captain.
You should be at...
See the band called FUD.
Fork Fest, yes. So we're going to go on here with more of your calls, but there is another story that I thought was worth bringing up here tonight, given that we were talking about the masks and the madness and the lockdowns and obedience. But you think we've got it bad in the United States, and we do. Have you heard what they're doing in Ontario?
That's in, like, Canada, eh?
Yeah, it's a little north of here, eh?
What's that all about?
So what it's about is this thing called a social circle. So...
Wait, isn't this one of the cell phone companies where you have, like, you know, the top 10 people and you're calling and you can call them free or something
like that, except this is about they're claiming that they're going to be allowing. Now you'll be allowed, instead of having a total lockdown, which is apparently what they've been having, now the Ontario government is allowing people to form what they call social circles of up to 10 people with whom they don't have to physically distance. According to various different news stories about this, the Ontario government has been talking about these social circles. They are different from the gathering limit, which was recently expanded from 5 to 10 people. She says, quote, the rules for social circles are different from the recent expansion of social gatherings from 5 to 10 people. Social gatherings can be any 10 people from outside your social circle, but where physical distancing of at least 2 meters must be maintained.
Oh, Jesus, man.
She said social circles should instead be thought of as the people you can touch, hug, and come into close contact with.
You know, I'm just going to stop you there, and I'm going to say that it is one of the most gracious acts I have seen of the rulers of Ontario to allow their peasants these social circle groups. It is such a gracious move on their part.
Yes, now you can finally give someone a hug, but make sure that you follow all the social circle rules in order to ensure that you're being a good little citizen. I have 5 steps created by the Ontario government. This is from files.ontario.ca, straight from their website. How to build your social circle. As we continue our shared fight against COVID-19, social circles are a way of safely expanding the number of people with whom we can come into close contact. Think of your social circle as the people you can hug and touch, or those who can become part of your daily and weekly routines. To create a safe social circle, follow these 5 simple steps. Step 1. Start with your current circle, the people you live with or who regularly come into your household. Step 2. If your current circle is under 10 people, you can add members to your circle, including another household, family members, or friends. Step 3. Get agreement from everyone that they will join the circle. Step 4. Keep your social circle safe. Maintain physical distancing with anyone outside of your circle.
Like, people already know how to do this. This is just called social interaction.
No. This is called not socially interacting. This is called limiting the number of people with whom you have any kind of social
I understand
interaction.
that they are now allowing you to do a thing that you previously didn't need to be allowed to do.
And step 5. Be true to your social circle. No one should be part of more than one circle.
Oh, no.
So if you thought this was a bad idea, and I think it's a bad idea, but this is particularly ridiculous, right? Your 10 people that you might want to hang out with, Mark, or hug or do whatever with, may be different than the people that your wife may feel comfortable doing those things with. But yet they're saying here that if you have your wife in your social circle, and you will because you're in the same household together, that the two of you can only have the same social circle.
What if I have multiple hobbies? I want to be.
Nope,
I have a musical circle because I'm a musician. I like making music. But then I also like recreational carpentry, and so I want to go hang out with my carpenter friends.
You shan't. It's because of COVID. Don't you care about safety?
It's going to be really difficult for guys to get their mistresses to
join their circle.
Yeah, stick in their circles and stuff like that. And for the ladies who have some on the side, it's going to not work out very well. Oh, just like the guy who predicted the big disaster, who snuck around in Great Britain and finally was caught
with his mistress.
Oh, right.
Yeah. This whole thing is a big fat lie perpetuated by a big fat lie. And
I guarantee you, these people who are writing these plans are just as hypocritical as the other people you're talking about.
It's just another manufactured thing to make themselves feel more important than they actually are. I don't know about you,
and to keep the fear going.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but I always look to government to tell me things that I'm allowed to do now that I previously didn't need permission or to be allowed to do. So, I mean, holy crap! Thank everybody for the rulers of Ontario for being so nice.
If you're in Canada and you want to comment, you're welcome to join us here. But I just saw this. Somebody posted this graphic of this 5-step plan in the Discord chat, and I was just, sickening is the right word for this. It's just so sad. And it's just so sad to see the way the media is representing this. Because, again, we were talking earlier about how the media has been propagating the mask thing here in the United States, propagating the fear that surrounds this stuff. And so the fear is pretty heavy with the Ontario media as well, but the way they write about this, it's like,
and
wow.
you know what the next step of this is, right? Of course, you have to have a license for your social circle, and those 10 people in your circle need to be registered with the board of social circle, people or whatever.
Yeah, and I don't think it's unreasonable to think that that's what they would do. They are not going to lessen control here. And I understand that some people they're lessening control. It used to be that you could only hug people in your household. Now you can add up to 10 people that you can hug. See? That's better for socializing. It's better for human contact. And it is. It's better than zero. But
can you imagine somebody going in for a hug and somebody, oh, wait, you're not in my circle. Right?
Sorry.
Like, I mean, come on, man. You're a human being on planet Earth. You can hug another human being as long as you have their consent. It's fine.
But that's just how scared people are. They are scared to get even anywhere near other human beings. I mean, I'm so tired of being in grocery store aisles or, walking somewhere in public and seeing people go as far away from other human beings as like, oh my God, I've got to walk all the way on the other side of the aisle from this person and look like they're carrying some sort of horrifying infectious disease and treat everybody that way, even though there's no evidence for it whatsoever, even though no one acted like this 5 months ago.
13 weeks ago.
It's so crazy. It's only been 13 weeks too, right? Wow. All right, let's go back to your calls and thoughts here. We've got Susan. She's calling from California, listening, I believe, in San Luis Obispo. Go ahead, Susan.
Yes, County. I have a lot to say, but I don't know if I'll have time. I may have to call back another time.
Yeah, it's a short one here, but go ahead. Try your best.
Okay.
Pick one thing.
In Orange County, they have done away with the mask. There's 3+ million people in Orange County, and it was done by this Peggy Hall, who's Orange County. She's a professor, a health expert. And she pointed out that it's not OSHA. We're not even following OSHA guidelines, OSHA laws. It actually OSHA in the state of the United States of the health department, OSHA. They say that certain people need a certain amount of a level of oxygen, and these masks do not give us that level. It goes below the level. So therefore, if you're wearing these masks for long periods of time, you will get less and less oxygen, and that can be detrimental to your health for long periods, very, very detrimental to health. And there's no governor, she says, can force you to wear it because we haven't made laws yet. The California, like California, anybody else.
Well, that is an important distinction, Susan, and thank you for pointing that out, and thank you for the call tonight. And you're welcome to call back any other time to talk about more stuff with us. But yeah, governor's orders are not laws. So even if you believe in the government system, and I think we should throw the whole thing out, but even if you believe in the system, then a law is a thing the legislature passes and the governor signs, and then it goes in as a law. These are just orders. They're just handwriting on paper from the governor.
When I was saying in one of the breaks that a person's face is their own private property. If you don't own yourself, what do you own?
Right.
It's there. You're your own property, and so you're free to do with your face whatever it is you like. As soon as you force somebody else to do something to their face, you're in the wrong.
Hey, I want to say thank you, by the way, to our newest radio affiliates out there. We got KWPM, AM, and FM in West Plains, Missouri. They're on board for our Saturday show.
Nice.
And also the station she just called from, which is a brand new FM talk station.
Welcome.
K News 98.5 out in San Luis Obispo. Also available on the HD side of things, but it's great to be on both of those stations. So welcome if you're new to the show. You've probably already noticed we're a little different from your typical talk show, and we would love to have you participate the next time you hear us, or any old night of the week, because we are on the internet all 7. We'll see you online in the meantime. freetalklive.com. Enjoy your weekend.
Remember when you first heard about Bitcoin? How long did it take you to realize this little project would soon change the world? Do you kind of wish you had got involved sooner? Well, now is your chance to be a part of the next revolution in money. Intercoin is working to finally make crypto go mainstream. It's designed to be scalable enough to support everyday payments and even elections without the state. Bitcoin was originally supposed to be a peer-to-peer cash system, the way we would all pay one another without having to trust any third party. But instead, over time, it mostly became a store of value. That's because every 10 minutes, the Bitcoin network must put all transactions into a block, and that block can only hold so much. If crypto is to become mainstream for people to use it for everyday payments, we need a new architecture, one that is as secure as Bitcoin while being far more scalable. Check out intercoin.org to find out more and maybe pick up some of those coins for yourself.
The new 4th edition of Healing Our World, The Compassion of Libertarianism, will take your understanding of liberty to a deeper level and has over 1,300 updated references, new cartoons, and a foreword by Dr. Ron Paul. With discounts for multiple book purchases, the 4th edition of Healing Our World is a great gift for the liberals, pragmatists, environmentalists, and Christians in your life who think libertarianism is cold-hearted. Get yours today at healing.freetalklive.com and use promo code FTL for a $5 discount. What if you want to hear the latest episode of Free Talk Live, but all you have is your phone, you forgot to download our archive, and you have no data connection? You can call our Listen line at 641-793-0191. That's a long-distance number, so you may incur charges. If not, listen as long as you want. 641-793-0191. The Free Talk Live listen line, 641-793-0191.
The latest episode of Questioning Authority is next after the news on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
This is the Liberty Beat, your daily source for Liberty news and activist updates. Produced in partnership with the SNLS Network and listeners like you. Online at snlsnetwork.com. I'm Mick Murrow with your latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Gold is trading at $1,726, silver at $17.54, and Bitcoin is trading around $9,400. Today's gold, silver, and Bitcoin prices are brought to you by Brave Botanicals, high-quality kratom and CBD at reasonable prices with excellent customer service. Brave Botanicals is activist-owned and mission-driven. The Liberty Beat and Brave Botanicals believe so strongly in the power of kratom, we're giving it away for free. Just go to libertybeat.news/free kratom. This is the Liberty Beat at snlsnetwork.com. In the news, last week in Missouri, a 25-year-old woman named Hannah Pfizer was shot and killed by an officer with the Pettis County Sheriff's Office during a routine traffic stop. Pfizer was reportedly pulled over because she was speeding and passed through a red light. The officer, who has not been named, claimed that she threatened to shoot him, but no gun was found in the vehicle. The Missouri State Highway Patrol is now working the case, claiming to be an impartial outside agency. In an initial statement from the Highway Patrol, they referred to Pfizer as a suspect instead of a victim, and accused her of threatening to shoot the deputy. However, she did not actually have a gun on her, and there is no footage from a dash cam or body cam that would corroborate the officer's story. Family and friends say she was on her way to work, and that she was a friendly person who never carried weapons. Ever wonder where we find all the news to report right here on the Liberty Beat? Visit snls.news to get the world's most censored media published all in one place. Save yourself from the endless time spent searching for reliable alternative media. SNLS News makes it quick and easy. No ads, no clickbait, just raw headlines, 24 hours a day. Visit snls.news and get informed today without the corporate media spin. Your news now continues. In a seeming reversal on Facebook's position that it would not remove political speech, the social media giant removed 88 ads on Thursday, posted by the accounts of President Donald Trump, Vice President Mike Pence, and the Trump campaign, on the grounds that they violated company policies against organized hate. The identical ads went after leftists and so-called Antifa, or anti-fascist groups, that prominently featured an inverted red triangle outlined in black, a symbol that Nazi German authorities used during World War II to identify political dissenters who were incarcerated in concentration camps. Other versions of the ad that are visible in Facebook's ad library use identical language and alternative clip art, such as exclamation points and stop signs. In a statement, Trump campaign spokesperson Tim Murtaugh defended the use of the Nazi symbol by claiming that it's an emoji that's widely used by activists opposed